It's time to go. Invitation.
Get y'all an invocation to deliver.
Rose is good at that. Invocation.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it.
This time I will call this regular meeting of the Port Lavaca City Council to order on this Monday, June 9th, 2025 at 6:35 PM. I would ask everyone to please rise. And former Councilman Jim Ward, can you deliver us an invocation?
Right. Father, we just come before you now with humble hearts, asking the Lord to continue to protect this nation from those who might seek to undermine it. Pray, Lord, for the leaders at the national, state, local level, for the decisions that they make to be in accordance with your will. Father, I ask you to forgive us where we failed you as a nation. Ask you to continue to bless us, protect us, and save. And I pray all these things, Father, in Jesus Christ's name, and for his sake, and I give you praise and honor and glory, Father, and I thank you for hearing our prayer. Amen.
Please join me in the pledges of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Texas flag.
Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Right, our first order of business is to ask if there's anyone here that wishes to, that from the public that wishes to speak to council. Andy, is anyone signed up? No one signed up and no one volunteering to speak. We will then move on to our consent agenda.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, to our presentation. We have a very special presentation today. Yeah. Okay, we have a firefighter here today that has been with the city longer than any other firefighter. And we're going to honor him today. That's Boyd Stallo. Boyd, you want to come forward? Yes. The fire chief, come with me. We're going to present you a certificate. It's, I don't know, it shouldn't be a small check. But this is in recognition of your 40 years of service with the city of Port Lavaca, longest career firefighters in Port Lavaca ever. We currently. We got a few others. Joe's on.
Maybe so.
He might make it, but we appreciate everything.
He might make it.
You. And a very special award for you also. I don't know. I've never seen this. It's for a very special occasion. We have a fighter. For honor your 40 years of service to the city. In many positions, and we appreciate it very much. Thank you. They're fake minutes on.
I'd like to say thank you to the city, to your council members. I truly appreciate what you do for our city employees. You got a great fire department. They're working all the time, and I'm proud and I'm very grateful for the opportunity I've had. And I know Jody isn't here tonight, but I tell you what, that is she? Well, I tell you what, that is an excellent city manager you have. I've gone through a lot of city managers in my career, and that is one dedicated lady, and I think we're awful fortunate to have all y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, right.
Another 40? There you go. That's it.
Another 40?
Together, we can come back and do it again. Thank you, Alice. Tell you what, I know your dad, he's excellent. I'm very glad to see you here. Mandy, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Like I need to get up.
That's it. I tell you what, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Boyd.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Joe's gonna step outside and take pictures with the crew.
Good deal.
He'll be right back. While he's doing that, I think we can run through the consent agenda. So we will start with the consent agenda, which consists of the minutes of the May 12th, 2025 regular meeting, the minutes of the May 27th, 2025 special meeting, review of our credit card statement, receiving our monthly financial highlight report, a budget amendment, which covers GF 006 donation to the fire department, and receiving our Victoria Economic Development Corporation monthly report. The donation was from Dr. Pentecost for a call to one of his properties that had a fire alarm, and the alarm company assisted him in making this donation to the fire department.
Y'all good with it? Good with it, or you want to talk about anything on it?
I'm good with it. I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. None opposed, motion passes. All right, we move to our regular agenda, the action items. Agenda item number 1, conduct a public hearing in accordance with the City of Port Lavaca Code of Ordinances, Chapter 12, Buildings and Building Regulations, Article 4, Substandard Buildings, Section 12-291. Notice A and B for the following properties. 1216 Chili Street, 500 block of San Antonio Street, property ID 21373, and 423 North Guadalupe Street. Jared, you wanna?
Mayor, Council, in your packet, there's,
We begin the hearing, it is,
I'm sorry,
it's 12:40, it's 6:43.
Jacking his guns.
6:43. I just make up numbers.
That's okay.
Mayor, Council, in your packet, there's inspection reports and pictures provided to you regarding the properties on the agenda. The 1216 Tilly is owned by Jesse Marino Estate. Let's see. As you can tell in the pictures, there's a lot of violations, including the roof, the walls, the flooring's in bad shape, it's unsecured. It is detailed in there. Staff is recommending, we haven't had contact with the owner. Let's see.
Make contact?
Yes. Yeah, and we've been trying to get in touch with the property owner about being unsecured and unsafe.
Yeah.
And yeah, we haven't received any responses.
Eric, how long do you guys try to make contact with them before you bring it to the council?
This one, this is just with Bradley's notes on what he's worked on. And he has 6 months, but I know that it's been in violation before that as well.
I'll tell you that there's not really an owner per se. This is owned by an estate that's never been probated. There's no heirship affidavit. I had difficulty even figuring out who really owns it because although this person named own it, there's a junior and a senior. And so,
They're here today.
Okay, so it's, there's a question as to ownership. Anyway, they did the proper notices. They did what they're supposed to do. But there is,
Yeah, and also it was, before we brought it to council, it was homesteaded as well. But it's been vacant for many, many years. We notified the county to make sure that the home exemption, the homestead exemption was taken off of it before we, took any action.
That's our policy now.
Somebody interested in the property? Oh, okay. Oh, you can stand up. You want to come up here and?
This is in Rosie's district.
Yeah.
Silly.
Begin by stating your full name for the city secretary.
My name's Melissa Moreno. And, look, I got this letter. I don't think anybody tried to get a hold of me. And I did call, and I paid the taxes. And when I did, I did talk to somebody, and I emailed somebody, and I got, paper, that I printed from that. But I don't know how this works, because I've never had a house, and like I said, I'm from Lubbock. This is what they sent me in the email, and I have his death certificate, and I have this as well, saying that it was his or given to him. I have somebody that does the yard and stuff. I didn't, the door was supposed to have a lock on it, and I didn't know that it wasn't secured. I can get that secured, and I know that the roof does need to be repaired. The people that do the yard told me.
Well, yeah, including the foundation, the walls, there's a lot that needs to be repaired on it. So you're planning on, what's your plans with the house? You planning on repairing the house? Is that what you're?
Yes, I don't know when, because I did she said he didn't have a will, and we didn't do the probate thing, and I don't know how that works. And I just wanted to see if, get this, that it's his, and then go from there, because I don't know how that works.
Were you married to him or?
No, he was my uncle.
Your uncle, and does he have children?
No, he had none.
Siblings?
My father's his brother, his only brother.
Derek, you said you tried to contact him for how long already?
Well, Bradley has on his notes, it's been 6 months.
When did you get the notice, man?
I don't have the envelope, but I got it last week, and
That would have been the notice for the public hearing, but we've sent notices about the violations prior to that.
It would have been a courtesy notice, would have been a letter that asks, I think in pretty close terms, it asks basically what are your intentions with the property? The property is in violation, what are the intentions of the property? Whatever address was listed on the CAD would have been the address that went to.
I don't know what the cat is.
So if
For the cat, it counts.
6 months ago, that was a
12/16.
previous address, then it would have gone to that address.
Yeah, I've got an updated address. I pulled it off the CAD today and it does show Lubbock. So future mailings a week.
Yeah, prior to that time, we have no knowledge about where to send it other than the address that's on the CAD, which is what's required by law.
And what address, was that the address at the house or? Is that
I
the
do believe it was the address of 1216 Philly.
That's the address you sent to this house right here?
That would have been the address on the CADs. When we send anything, that's the address we have used.
Well, I mean, I know the house needs a lot of repair, but I mean, it don't look like anybody got the mail if you send it to that address.
Right, but
Well, we don't know if somebody maintains the property, then it could be the owner going and mowing the property, and they could be checking the mail if any mail is sent there.
Somebody been maintaining the property.
But it is a responsibility of the owner to have the address changed.
The neighbors mow it for me. And they are supposed to tell me if anybody tries to go in or anything. No mail should be getting delivered there, so that I'm aware of.
But that's like the taxes were behind, so we didn't even know where to send a letter.
I got them up in March.
Right. What I was saying is before that time.
Oh,
Yeah, before that,
Yeah, I didn't know
the
that.
tax appraisal and us, neither one of us knew where to send to somebody that's responsible for the property.
Miss Marina, have you seen the house? Have you been over there and looked at the house?
And no, I came from Lubbock today and then I came over here.
So you guys have plans to fix up the house?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know how long that will take?
No.
I was gonna show you the pictures.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna ask my uncle from Seguin, he owns a rental construction company there, to come look at it and tell me if it's worth fixing or having to tear it down.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah.
I mean, that's the plan.
You know when he could come? To give you an
I'm gonna
idea?
talk to him tomorrow for him to come up here and look at it for me and let me know something.
You live here in town, sir?
No, I live in Lubbock.
Lubbock as well?
Yes.
Have you seen the property, sir? I know she hasn't.
I just showed her the pictures.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about 6 years ago, I came by. Cause I came to sign some papers, because my mother's property got Wi-Fi in the city. On Randall, and I went in there and looked at it, and I noticed yes, it needs the whole roof done. You're looking at it, the whole left side. Needs to be redone on the wall, the outside and everything there, the restroom. The walls are bad, yes, yes,
Okay.
I looked at it, but I didn't know, how to say, she said she was gonna come and look at it and she had, so today.
Well, I'm happy we got a hold of some family on this. That way, if they can save the property, I don't know how you feel about it, Councilman Burke, but
It looks like it's major remodeling, it's gonna cost us,
and instead of us tearing it down, if they want to tear it down,
Right.
you know,
we can do that.
save us.
Recommendation is, well, and this is public hearing. We'll get to the recommendations later.
Yeah,
This is just the public hearing. No action.
I'm glad we got a hold of the family.
Yes.
Well, that'd be good if you could get your uncle to come and see what his recommendation to you guys are and then get it,
You'll have to get with you, right? Yes. You'll have to get with Derek and give him the information,
What he tells me,
Right.
okay,
Gary, do you have a card for them?
I got it from Seguin, on one of the construction there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him and come up here, I'm sure he'll do it.
He has a card he can give you,
No, I'll have to go to my office and get one.
Bradley.
Derek, is there a time that they need to have this done or?
Well,
Well, that's.
that in a minute.
It's like,
That's in the next agenda item. We'll do that next.
Declarations.
So if you'll wait, they're gonna take action a little bit to give you what they plan to give you some time. I'm sure they will give you some time, maybe about 60 days to get back with to get things done. So,
Okay.
okay. But if you wait, we'll be taking action in the next item. You can have a seat though, but
you have anything else you want to say or? Anything?
I just wanna know like the times on that.
Okay, we'll get to that here shortly.
Okay.
Okay.
And your father's the only heir that you know of?
Well, my dad's his only brother.
No sisters, no other family?
No, both my grandparents are dead and he was his only sibling.
Because to retain the property, you're probably gonna have to take some action with an attorney and get the estate probated so that you can have a clear title to it.
probably can do an airship.
Yeah.
It may be just a simple process, but it's still gonna cost a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Right.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, on the 500 block of North San Antonio, as you can tell, it's a single wide, looks like a mobile home. It looks like it's pre-1976. It's got the roof is in poor condition, it's buckled and the walls are deteriorated. Doors partially open, held closed by a chain. There's lack of ingress and egress. It's in bad shape. The exterior walls at one end of the trailer is in extreme disrepair.
Derek, do you know if that property is owned by the same person that has this trailer, or is the property owned by someone else?
It doesn't have anything saying anything different, but it's owned by Don Chavana.
Okay.
Who passed away last week?
Passed away.
Yeah, we weren't planning, kind of.
If you recall, in March, the Shavanas came, it's the same family that came.
Would be the exact same people, okay?
Yeah, it was the son and daughter that came in March. Huh? Yeah.
They
And us and-
do some work on another home.
They're doing a good job.
They are.
They're doing a good job.
Spending quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Look completely different.
So we don't know who to contact about this property since.
Well, after we sent out,
Here it
just
is.
like the other one, after the notice was sent, for the public hearing was sent out, we did get a response. And they did say that they were asking for 6 months to tear it down. They're gonna they're gonna demo themselves. But like I said, we didn't get any kind of action until we actually served or sent a public notice for the hearing.
Number of vehicles, like people that know that on the side.
Oh, that's what happened to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Any time frame on tearing it?
He was asking for 6 months to tear it down himself.
You get to the declaration stage, you can inform us what we need to do.
Okay.
423 North Guadalupe. Porch is in poor condition. Front door is open, windows are broken. Back door has no stairs. We've been having issues with property maintenance on this one for a long time, well, since I've been here. However, the reason why we're bringing it to the board is to request to have the property secured, hire a contractor to secure it. They're 7 years back on their taxes, and they are getting, it is supposed to be taken care of with the county. They're looking at possibly February next year, it being in sale. They're having difficulties finding or serving two of the property owners because it is an estate. The state, let's see. It's a
Marsh.
Marciano or Marciano. In care of Deborah Forrester out of Victoria, but we found out recently that she passed away and the husband doesn't want anything to do with the property.
Miss Forrester passed away?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and the county knows about that as well. So, but we're asking.
This one was secured.
Asking for council to secure it. We're gonna have to continue to mow it and clean it up until it gets sold in the tax sale. Nobody wants the property.
There's probably no one present on that.
There's a nice looking clock in the corner there. You see that big old clock?
Probably, yeah.
Any other questions? That's what I have.
Are they gonna make arrangements to pay the taxes?
No,
Oh,
into a tax sale.
Yeah.
nobody wants the property.
Gonna mow it and secure it?
We've been mowing it. We'll just, we're asking for council to allow us to secure the property.
Just put a land.
Yes, sir. We'll hire a contractor if the council wishes, and we'll secure it, get it secured.
We'll give them notice that they need to do it,
Yeah,
but when they fail to do so, we
right.
authorize to do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have to give them a minimum of 30 days. If they don't do it, then we'll secure it. But I can do that in the recommendation here in a minute.
So it appears that we do need to make a motion on this.
The next item,
Next item.
It's, we're in a hearing now. So
Oh, okay.
just about done, I think. Is there anyone else here that wishes to speak on any of these three properties? No one else wanting to speak on the property. I'll close the public hearing at 7 p.m. And we will move to agenda item number 2. Is consider and take action to declare property to be substandard and require action following declaration. Following the public hearing held today, June 9th, 2025, for 1216 Tilly, 500 block of North San Antonio. The ID 21373 and 423 North Guadalupe. Derek?
Council, see, for 1216 Tilly, staff was, we did not have any contact with any owners at the time, and staff was recommending 30 days to repair or demolish the house, or recommend that the city do it. However, there was people present tonight for this property, so.
So I would recommend the maximum, which is 60 days.
Well, we can go longer. That's up to, yeah, it's up to y'all, but
Statutorily at 60.
yeah,
But y'all can give longer with them to come to a plan or
Yeah.
repair or demolish.
You guys good with 60 days?
To get a plan to their, or demolish it.
Yeah.
I feel like, did you say your brother, the owner of the construction company?
My uncle.
Your uncle, when he sees it, he's gonna tell you yes or no,
Right.
and then you guys make a plan and we'll keep working with you. That's.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Yeah,
We got 60 days on that one.
just remember, you have to get with Derek and give him that information.
Declare it substandard and give them 60 days to repair or demolish.
So we'll
Get a plan to the city. If they're going to repair it
60 days to give plan.
or demolish. Or the city will, and if nothing happens in that time, then y'all will have to, nothing happens in that time. And it just goes away, the city can tear it down. So just keep in contact with the city.
Yeah, Derek will work with you. Just keep him updated on your plans and he'll tell us and we'll keep working with you.
Yes, sir. 500 block of North San Antonio.
Okay, so like Justin made the motion.
Y'all want to go ahead and.
Did you make a motion, Gus?
yeah, we'll do my separate.
I second it.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to declare 1216 Tilly, 1216 Tilly Street to be substandard and required, and to give them 60 days to give a plan to the city or to demolish the building. Is that all we need? And that was your motion? We have a motion in the second to declare the building substandard, all in
Well, I
favor?
think his motion was, it wasn't that they demolish it in 60 days, that they come up with a plan to demolish it in 60 days.
Deliver
right?
a plan or demolish.
Or demolish,
Or
but the demolish doesn't have to be done in 60 days.
No,
What we're saying?
If they disappear off the map, then the city will tear it.
Well,
after 60 days.
but if they come in and say, hey, 59 days, we're gonna demolish it ourselves, and yet the city's moving on the 60th day. No,
No, that's not how
Okay,
it
so
works. So it's a
that's
plan.
not how it was.
No.
It was,
It just reads like that.
Give me a plan,
Yep.
it gets tore down,
Sorry,
and then 60.
yeah, we're good.
After 60.
Okay.
Mhm.
May take more than 60 to get the title cleared.
Anyway,
They want to do that.
that's all built in there,
Yeah.
Councilman Tippett. It's, if they have a plan to demolish, he has,
Oh, and
Like that
that's the
deal.
way I understood it
Yeah.
initially, but then when it was read back, I didn't.
It may take longer to get the paperwork done, but that doesn't mean they can't work on it, right? They'll work on it.
Right. They still can bring a plan.
So what are we gonna do about the 500 block? They wanted.
oh, did you take your vote?
Now we gotta vote on this.
Okay.
You stopped us in the middle of the vote. So we have a motion and a second to declare the property substandard and to give 60 days to deliver a plan to the city or demolish the building. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none opposed, motion passes.
Okay, good.
Okay, now we can move to 500 block of San Antonio.
Would say the same action again with the caveat that you're saying. If they're in touch with Derek then they can tell them 6 months and he can work with them, but I mean, 60 days, if they disappear, after 60 days, we can go take care of it.
Okay. So we don't hear back from, the property owners within 60 days, and then we'll move on demolishing.
But it
But
is
if
standard.
they work with Derek and over the next 6 months and they want to demolish it themselves, I don't see a problem with that. So I'm making a motion, declare the properties to be substandard and require that they do something within the next 6 months, or otherwise the city will move in
60
60 days.
days.
No, they have the opportunity for 6 months to,
The statute says 60 days. They deliver a plan of demolition to him within 60 days. Otherwise, it will be demolished by the city.
okay, but they come up with a plan, hey, we're gonna demolish it within 6 months.
Yes.
Okay.
As long as they filed a plan with the city, they're good.
Okay, so they need to come up with, the owners of the property need to come up with a plan within 60 days when they're going to demolish the property.
Derek, is
And if
that
I
just an
could-
email to you or just a verbal thing?
It was verbal, wasn't it? Phone call?
Yeah, he called me. He just called.
That counts? That's a, like, submit a plan to you could just be a verbal.
Oh, no, the plan, something in writing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, no, I need something in writing that's detailed.
That could be either email.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as we can get a hold of them and they know.
But yeah,
That's
I
his case.
want to make sure it's in writing. That way there's no he said, she said thing.
So, somebody want to second that?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second declaring the 500 block of North San Antonio property ID 21373 as substandard, and to require that they deliver a
Plan
plan
of demolition.
within 60 days to the city of Port Lavaca, or demolish the building.
Yeah, or the city can demolish them.
And afterwards, the city may demolish. That your motion?
And second by Daniel.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign? And none opposed, motion passes.
And then, well, can I go ahead and make a motion on declare the property substandard at 423 North Guadalupe? And the city would like to secure the property.
You give 30 days to the owner to secure the property. Their city can do it and place the lien.
So we're gonna give the owners 30 days to secure the property, otherwise the city will secure the property.
Yeah, we'll just secure and monitor.
Okay.
Second. This house on the corner?
Yeah,
You declaring it substandard.
Yes.
yes.
We have a motion declaring 423 North Guadalupe as substandard. We'll give the owner 30 days to secure the property, or the city will make arrangements to secure the property. We give them 60 days.
30.
30 days to secure the building.
Mhm. If they fail to do so, then they can go in and do it and place the lien.
I did, Justin seconds.
So we have a motion and a second, declare 423 North Guadalupe substandard to secure the property within 30 days, or the city will secure it. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Opposed, motion passes. Okay, does that take care of your business there? Yes. Okay, we'll move then to agenda item number 3. Call the annual corporate meeting to order for the city of Port Lavaca, or the Port Lavaca Channel and Dock Company, and consider and take any action deemed necessary for adoption of unanimous written consent. Anne Marie, you want to?
Council, and for Rose's benefit, or Councilwoman Land Stewart. I can't do it. Can't do it. Her benefit and for the benefit of the public, The Port Lavaca Channel and Dock, Channel and Dock companies were created back in the 30s, 40s as by the state for development purposes. So you don't really own the land itself, but it's contiguous to your property and you have a say in how that land is developed. And so you own the channel and dock, meaning kind of the waterway and the whatever's going to be put there, you have a right to say because of the channel and dock, but you don't own the property itself. So the city of Port Lavaca actually owns 2 channel and docks. There are others that are owned by private people. The Port Lavaca Channel and Dock is that property behind Nautical Landings to the right that we just purchased a few years ago. That where we put the dredge spoil and where Poor Boys is. So the water out there for a ways is the Port Lavaca Channel and Dock. And by owning the channel and dock, the city has the King's X on what development occurs by whether it be GLO or another private landowner. And so we like to keep these in play. Many channel and docks have expired and gone away, but some have been maintained, and this is a good thing to maintain. What I'm asking you today is we have to have one corporate meeting a year. There's really, other than a say-so, there really is no value to this corporate channel and dock. But we want to keep it alive and well. And so we are asking you today to approve the unanimous written consent in lieu of having a meeting. We are having a meeting out loud, but I'll have everyone sign these unanimous consents by the shareholders and by the directors. It does state in there that Councilwoman Bland Stewart will become an officer in the company and replacing Jim Ward in that company, because the way we have it set up as council members or shareholders in this company. And even Rose and Tim will be able to sign it after the fact as their unanimous consent. Okay, so even though we're talking about it today, I'm just going to have everyone sign it, that they agree that those changes can be made and that we had our annual meeting today.
Membership changes all this?
The membership change and an annual meeting, that everything we've done this past year is approved.
Okay.
Should be 2 for them. No, just 1 for them to sign. The city of Port Lavaca is the actual shareholder. Y'all are just directors. No need to vote. Is that you'll be signing the unanimous consent.
Do this again in a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. You know,
I think there's a box of documents somewhere in City Hall that has the newspaper articles from back in the day when this was very important. And
yeah.
that blocked a lot of development back in the 60s and 70s from happening because of the channel, other private owners having channel and dock ownership. Over there by Scully's and back behind that way, there was blocks done for development because there was development going in and nobody wanted it to happen. So they blocked it by the channel and dock.
What was that? What are they trying to do?
Like condos and just different stuff. Yeah, there's very interesting newspaper articles from back
And
then.
now there's nothing there.
Get Rosie and Tim later.
Yeah.
Together, we can then move on to the
But Cove.
Limit Cove.
So the other channel and dock that the city of Port Lavaca owns,
And item 4,
right, agenda.
on to call the annual corporate meeting to order, Limit Cove Harbor Company, and consider taking the action deemed necessary for adoption of unanimous written consent.
Yes. And again, this is another channel and dock. This is for Clement Cove. At least since I've been the city attorney, We purchased this property back in 2016, maybe 15, 14. In that area, we bought Clement Cove, which is the highlands and the land that are the bluff kind of between Scully's and Bayfront Park. There's some land there. We bought a whole block from Dr. Crumry, but we also bought some property from the Clement and Cove owners. And so we own all the channel and dock, which is the wetlands down there and everything, so that we would have development authority over that land. So again, it's just asking you to sign the unanimous consent, saying we had our annual meeting, that the director change, and that everything we've done this year is approved. We really haven't done anything, but.
Just, why don't we keep this alive? Isn't it city property, so it just reverts back to us anyway?
Well, I mean, there's always the possibility that GLO could do something, or, because GLO owns the land, we don't, underneath the water. That they probably couldn't trump us anyway, but.
That's where you're going.
Got a lot of people.
Just symbolic.
It's symbolic, but it also has value when you sell property with the channel and dock. It's all encompassing.
This is the area we might be looking at, putting in a nature walk, that boardwalk, not that little boardwalk. Come up with maybe even through the wetlands, kind of like the wetlands walkway. It's very expensive.
Very,
Over water.
but thank y'all for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
For the explanation, I appreciate that.
Yes.
Close our meetings and the corporate meetings for Clement Cove and Port Lavaca. All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 5, to receive the 2026 proposed budget from Fallon County Appraisal District as required by section 6.06A of the Texas Property Tax Code, to the governing bodies of the taxing units within. Chief Appraiser Paul Spaeth is here.
Good job. Not everybody gets the last name. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for giving me some time. And more importantly, I know what it's like to not have kind of a thankless job. So thank you for doing what you do. Because, I'm sure you get many complaints, as do I. So you have a ton of things on the agenda. I'm going to try very hard not to take much of your time. I'm not an action item or anything tonight. I just want to make sure that you get a copy of our proposed budget. I want to talk a little bit about our estimates that we sent out earlier in the year, and then a little bit about what's going on with the legislature that won't really affect you much as a city, but it will affect you as taxpayers. So, and anybody in the room. I did send out some estimates around the end of April. Those are state mandated to go out. At that point in time, I know nothing. I don't have any protests at that point in time. I don't have any, I still haven't sent out a lot of my notices at that point in time. So we usually try to be incredibly conservative when we send out that information. I sent you out roughly a 2% market value or 2% taxable value increase over last year. That was really conservative. I think it's going to be more like 4 to 5%, closer to the 5%. Your overall market value went up about 8%, but we always lose some in the protest process and things of that nature. So then you also have homestead caps and circuit breaker caps and things that eat into the amount of taxable value that you actually get to receive. But at this point, we still have about $120 million worth of value under protest for the city of Port Lavaca. But estimating what we typically lose through that process, I think you'll be around a 5% increase over last year on taxable value. So that's always good. I always like to give increases versus coming and going, I think we're going to be in the tank this year. But we're seeing a lot. We're still seeing, same problems we've had for a while. We have limited housing. We have, so market values continue to climb. We're seeing a lot of construction, a lot of commercial stuff going on, a new hotel going in, past hotels going in. So values just continuing to climb, which is a good thing. I did give you a copy of my budget. Like I said, that's my proposed budget. That is, not, like I said, not an action item. Kind of wanted to give you a little bit of what we are and how we're funded, just 'cause I know we've got some new members on here. The appraisal district is funded by the group of entities that we collect for, that we appraise and collect for. My board is put together by what I call the big five, the five voting members of five entities that get to vote. Because the county, the school, and the three cities get to establish my board of directors. Currently, I have three engineers, a banker, and I have the county judge. So thank you for the engineers. That's been a challenge, but they definitely scrutinize things before it ever gets to you. It's fun dealing with engineers. I do have, my budget is proposing an increase for this year. That's due to a couple of different things. Insurance, everyone's dealing with it, the staffing. I had a staff member that had not been on my insurance in the past and was decided because of a job change, her husband wanted to come on my insurance. So just everything increases. We did a couple of years ago under the prior chief appraiser, we outsourced part of our appraisals to a company to do our commercial appraisals. If you've ever outsourced anything, it's kind of maddening for a type A person to not have complete total hands-on control of that. So I am requesting from my board that I get that back in-house, where that does mean I'm going to have to rehire an appraiser and move forward with that. So the biggest portion of my increase, what y'all saw a decrease a few years ago, is hiring a new appraiser to come back in to do that in-house. I think that just my type A will deal with that a whole lot. But ultimately, what's up to you? The bottom line, based on the way that we're funded, is we take the entire taxes that all of the entities collect, and we look at that as the total levy. And then we look at your percentage of that levy. How much did the city of Port Lavaca specifically take in? And you're about 7.5% of the overall total levy. So when we put my budget in, look at your percentage, you're going to go up. Based on our proposed budget, you're going to have an increase of about $9,000 for this year on our proposed budget. The budget will be adopted in August. I will send information out to you to let you know when that meeting is and everything, if you want to have a say in that process. And then after that, we'll give you a copy of the budget, and the entities, those big five, get a chance to disapprove it if they don't agree with the budget. Other than that, what's going on? The legislature kind of luckily didn't do a whole lot that affected us this year. But as taxpayers in general, they did some things that are really going to help, and thought this would be a great avenue for anybody in the room to be able to hear. The governor has not signed these bills yet, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't. The homestead exemption is going to go up for the school district. It's not going to affect your entity. The homestead exemption is going to go up from 100,000 to 140,000. And then they did something that they haven't done recently, is they increased the over 65 exemption. So currently the mandatory exemption is $10,000. They're moving that to $60,000. That being the thought process of trying to, Bettencourt had gone out and figured out what the average home value was for an over 65 individual, came up with a $200,000 mark, and they wanted to be able to essentially exempt from school taxes anybody that had 200,000 or less. That will freeze, or that will have a ceiling to it. So future increases on that home value, you would still be at zero if you had zeroed out. So some big benefits there, but just thought it'd be a good avenue to kind of let everybody know what's coming down the pipe with that. If there is something else that will affect you, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to affect you, but the legislature put in an exemption for all business personal property to be effective starting the beginning of next year. They're going to exempt $125,000 off essentially all personal property accounts. So that could be a major hit, depending on how that's worded and what that looks like exactly, but that doesn't take place until next year. So I will probably come and have some conversations with y'all about what that's actually going to do to your tax rate, tax values next year. But essentially, that's the information I had. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk about.
Well, my tax is going up.
I don't know specifically, but the thing about that new exemption, regardless, I hate making assumptions on age, but regardless, you're going to have extra exemptions this year when we send out our tax bills this year, that will have your new exemptions, assuming that the governor signs those. You won't have voted on them yet. You'll vote on those in November, but your extra exemptions will be on there this year. So assuming that your value didn't go up more than the extra $40,000 in exemption, then likely your taxes would get down with that new exemption. So,
Have any questions, Mr. Baker?
We have a motion to accept.
There is, just receive it.
Yes.
Motion to receive it.
No action.
No.
thank you.
Make a motion to receive it. Report.
Second.
Yeah, it doesn't really need it.
Okay.
You just do it.
Usually as a formality. Show on the record.
Motion to accept.
Yeah, you second his motion?
Okay, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the budget from the appraisal district as presented. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Opposed, motion passes. Just to create a record. All right, we'll move to agenda item number 6. Consider appointment to the Port Commission to fill a vacancy and or start a new term of 2 years. This is Jody to present. You gonna
Yeah,
present?
can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Where are you?
In the air.
The term of the Port Commissioner Robert Knox is up in July. He has indicated that he is unable to serve another term. And so what I did is I did place an ad in the May 28th issue of the Port Lavaca Wave, letting the public know that, we are always looking for passionate and dedicated individuals to join our boards and commissions, and that we currently have openings on the Parks Board, and we had an upcoming opening on the Port Commission, and letting the public know that there would be consideration of these positions at this June 9th meeting. In response to that ad, I did receive we did receive one letter of interest that came from Jim Ward that is in your packet. As far as I'm aware, we didn't receive any others, did we, Mandy?
Oh.
No, okay. So so that's in your packet. Again, I know last time we had some discussion on his eligibility. Again, the opinion of the city attorney is that he is eligible based upon the what is written in the charter. I put that information in the packet for your review, and so you come to your own conclusion. That's what we've got included in your packet is a copy of the email that we did receive from Mr. Ward for the Port Commission.
I make a motion that we accept the award, nominate him for the Port Commission.
You do?
You do?
You nominated?
Yes. I second it. I second it. You said not.
Said not, yeah.
Not nominated. Stuttering.
Appoint him.
Fill the vacancy. We have a motion and a second.
Who's second?
I did.
Oh,
Second.
thank you, Rose.
To appoint Jim Ward to fill the vacancy for a 2-year term on the Port Commission as presented. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. None opposed, motion passes. Congratulations, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
We move to agenda item number 7. Consider appointment or reappointment of representatives to the Golden Crescent Regional Planning Commission, General Assembly, and Board of Directors.
What is this about?
Yeah, we got the notice from the Golden Crescent Regional Planning Commission that it's time to make new appointments or reappoint the current members if we so choose. Currently, just for those that may not know, the General Assembly meets just one time per year, and the Board of Directors meets approximately monthly. Our current representation on the General Assembly is Alan Tippett and Rosie Padron. Alan also serves as the Cities of Calhoun County Board of Directors representative. So the action items for tonight are to first to approve yes or no to vote to continue Alan Tippett as the Cities of Calhoun County Board of Directors representative. And then two, to vote for either no change to our representation, so they would stay the same, or select new representation for the General Assembly seats number 1 and number 2. Note that Alan could remain on the Board of Directors, and 2 different council persons could sit on the General Assembly. In other words, these 3 seats that we're looking at could be held by 3 separate individuals. Currently, we've got 2 because one of our General Assembly seats can also serve as the Board of Directors and vice versa.
Or he can serve in 2 positions.
Yes, that correct.
It can be 2 people or it can be 3 people.
Right.
And I do know that Point Comfort last week left you as the city's representative.
I think that's gonna change. Because I think it's time for somebody else to step up.
So you don't want to be on the Board of Directors?
My name from the Board of Directors this year.
Okay.
I think they renew in August.
How about if we vote you in?
See, I mean, this is what we're doing
Point
now.
Comfort did.
We're doing nominations. Yeah.
First, you want to take a crack at it?
It's interesting.
It's once a year.
It's once a
No.
year. I mean,
Where do you meet?
But the Board of Directors is once a month.
Where do you meet at?
Victoria.
Victoria.
They're at the Buffalo Rent Street.
Once a month.
Bank building.
Yeah. Once, the Board of Directors is once a month. The seats are once a year. At
The
the
General Assembly.
Assembly.
I think they serve you dinner at that assembly.
General Assembly. I'll take the.
Yeah, the board, it said the Board of Directors position is the Board of Directors position is a 1-year term that would begin 9/1/2025, and the General Assembly positions are 2-year terms that would begin 9/1/2025.
So basically you just show up, and make decisions or?
Yeah, they talk about their business.
I think Rosie indicated she wanted to remain.
She does? Okay, but then that's what we do, nominate Rosie to remain as.
I think the first question was say yes or no to continue Alan Tippett as the city's
Yeah.
Calhoun County.
He doesn't want to. Make him.
Description.
What do we got here, Jack? Oh.
Yeah, you can look on, I guess it's page 98 of the packet. That's the form we need to fill out. And the first question, approve Board of Director representative, yes or no?
Look, Tim, he's not here.
Yeah.
Alan, you don't want to serve?
Well, I really like to withdraw my name. Yeah, I've got a lot going on. So I would like to be, I would say approve Board of Director representative Alan, for that, Alan Tippett. I know he doesn't want it, so let's don't vote him back.
That's a no.
So we turning this a no.
Man?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Think we had indication that we'd like to appoint Rose Bland Stewart then for that position.
I'd do that. Yeah, I'd do that.
We'll get a chance to meet everybody in the area.
Yeah, that's good.
It is a good spot to meet people.
And nominate her as,
General Assembly 1.
or are we nominating her also for the Board of Directors?
Would like to see that. I don't know if she has time to do it.
I'd like the General Assembly, but I don't know. I'm also about to be on the board.
Yeah, it
of
doesn't really
directors.
specifically ask this.
Well, it doesn't ask you to nominate that third person.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it
And my
doesn't.
concern is that, like, Point Comfort already voted, I bet Seadrift's already voted either yes or no to you.
Oh,
Because remember, it's the three
how do you
cities.
get off of this thing?
The night that you're nominated. Let them know like 60 days in advance that you don't want to do it anymore.
Okay, well,
Well, I mean, I'm assuming
I'm in
this is,
Victoria. I can make the meetings. I'm in Victoria. I'll
Okay.
do it. I'll be happy to represent Port Lavaca. I thought maybe somebody else would do it.
well, I tell you, Alan, maybe let them know that for next year to be
Yeah.
not, that you're
That
not
you
gonna be
want them
interested in
to
reopening.
renominate somebody.
I can do that. Thank you, Ms. Weaver. I was planning on doing that, this coming meeting. but I'll let them know. We'll do it next year. Thank you.
And you can ask them, perhaps they can send out a ballot mid-year if you do resign. I don't know that.
I'll go ahead and vote myself back in.
All right, I'm a little tripped up now.
So the Board of Directors representative, which is the yes or no question of Lev Blue, I think he said yes, he would accept it for the next year. And then the seat one is for a general assembly will be Rose, and the seat two will be Rosie.
So I'm gonna write in Rose's name. Okay.
Do you write the name Rose Stewart Bland or?
Rose Bland Stewart.
Rose Blanche to us. First place. So first one. Gonna be known as council person.
Jody, do you think they have to say one of those GA seats as a board member?
No,
Okay.
I don't think, no, I don't think so. It just, I mean.
I just am reading
looking-
inside the blueprint. It says only one GA member may be voting. Only one GA member may be placed on the board of directors. You may elect the same individual to serve both functions.
No, I'll feel
So,
the mayor will sign it.
Okay.
And, I mean, if y'all are all in agreement with what y'all are discussing.
And I think we can, on Rosie Padron, we can put no change.
Yeah.
Circle that.
Yeah,
No change on yours.
So the,
That's.
There is a change on mine. I'll be on the board of directors, but I won't be in the general assembly.
okay, so then we need to appoint somebody for the General Assembly. Okay, and so that's gonna be Rose. Gotcha. Okay,
And be Rose.
yeah.
so the motion is to
Change right here.
leave Alan Tippett as
Change right here.
No change.
representative on the board of directors. To appoint to General Assembly seat one, Rose Bland Stewart. General Assembly seat two, to leave, make no change and leave Rosie Patron as our representative for seat two.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that your motion, Daniel?
I'll make the motion to accept. Second.
So we have a motion and a second point, Alan Tippett is on the board of directors. Golden Crescent,
About.
and to appoint Rose Bland Stewart to General Assembly seat one, Rosie Padron to General Assembly seat two. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Same sign. Hearing none opposed, motion passes.
Thank you, Alan.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank God. I got a lesson.
The blame point. Leaving on. You get, you can. You got that, Mandy?
Yes, sir.
Lost mine. Find the,
Agenda,
we're on agenda item number 8.
yes.
Consider approval of a snow cone stand to be located at the corner of Cedar and East Austin for the ID 22087. Legal description is lot 18. And part of lot 19, block 7 of the South Park subdivision. At 111 West Austin Street. Derek?
Mayor, council, there, in your packet, there's a memo and, the information for the property and application and also the general layout, what he was looking at for the, improvement. As according with our ordinance, since it is it's a planned commercial development, we had to go before the planning commission. We did try to hold a planning board meeting, however, we did not get a quorum. Therefore, I'm bringing it straight to council for recommendation, that snow cone stand be approved. Many years ago, there was one there before. I have been talking to the property owner and depending on, he wanted to, confirm that he's going to be able to have the establishment there. And then after that, he's going to start looking at, different types of buildings. At that time, I'll be working with him and deciding on, restroom requirements, and ADA requirements. But you can kind of see that the general layout, it'll be pull in and on Austin Street and exiting on Seadrift.
That's the one right next to the Weaver store?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And then showing where the dumpster will be located.
What about parking? You gonna have enough parking?
You can see all the parking spaces there. Right now, it's just a drive-through. He was thinking about,
Need a restroom or not?
he'll need one for the employees. He's also thinking about having maybe a table in there for waiting for the order. So that may change a few things, but it'll still be have adequate parking.
But he's not gonna have a drive-through window.
Yes, that's what it's gonna start off as, through, yes, sir. And he's here, if you have any questions.
I know the other day I went to, I passed by that snow cone place, that Chawana snow cone place. They had cars lined up all the way into Austin Street. You have to go around them because there's so many cars, they go a long line. That's gonna happen here too. Where are the cars gonna line up at? You know, it causes a traffic, problem. I was just asking, line up at.
They just park like they used to for the snow cone.
What's that?
They just park like they used to for the snowcone.com. This lot's a little bigger, they can park in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just saying, if there's a long line like they have at Chawanas, it gets into the neighborhood and you block people coming and going and, people.
Can you answer that question? Well, the main thing is, are you planning on having it as an actual drive-through, or are you gonna drive up, they have to get out and come in and order, or?
Yes, they got a drive-through was more important too.
So drive-through?
Yeah,
just
so
like
you
the one that-
got a pretty good space to make a, wanna be there a parking spot too.
Where will your drive-through be coming in from
Austin
direction?
Street.
You're coming into Austin, get out of the city.
But it is a drive-through. You said about parking. It's a drive,
No, you gotta park and you gotta plenty.
so you park and get out.
Park and get out and.
Okay, so it's not a drive-through. It's not where you just drive up and order at the window.
Both. It's
Oh,
both.
both, okay,
Both.
You can do both.
okay.
You gotta.
So you'll have two windows.
It's, I just design a little bit the parking spot, but
Right.
you can do more in there.
So is your drive, because like the last one, when they had it, is it the front part, when you're coming off of Austin, when you go in there, is that gonna be the part where you go inside and then around the side? This way is the drive-through?
Your exit's gonna be on Cedar.
The access is gonna be on Cedar, right? I used to
Yeah.
go there a lot. That's how I know it. Okay.
You're gonna make a table, like a waiting,
Just one time with the waiting, no standing, you can sit down. Okay. And so whatever the approve, I just approve, I can time for the build. let her know where the restroom, where the table and everything, whatever it needs to be.
What's the name of it?
I don't know yet.
We need punches, no.
I like to see you do that, but I'm concerned about the traffic, because when you're coming in, the entrance is gonna be right in front of Weaver Store. People are gonna be lined up right there. It's gonna block the whole store right there.
One good thing, they can get off.
Huh?
At that one snow cone, you can't get off and go in. At theirs, it sounds like you can actually park and go in, so it may be better. A little bit better.
I think I can make it over, go parking spots. I don't think it'd be
12?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, that's pretty
Is
good.
that whole there,
It's right there.
a whole corner.
Well, and if that is a concern, it could be moved to where they pull in from Seadrift and exit onto Austin. So that way, there are not people lining, into the intersection or past,
I do whatever you need to do.
so, I mean, that could be a stipulation of the approval. So that way, if you're concerned, if there is a line, they're not in the intersection.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll be going through a traffic light, and as soon as you go to the traffic light, you'll be making a hard right off of Seadrift to get into his
Like
property.
easier for them also.
So what are we approving here? The concept plan or?
On Seadrift.
On Seadrift, you'll be turning into the
Say you-
light.
say
If
you're-
he's gonna do it or not.
It should be just the concept plan.
Right.
Just to-
Or just a
just,
concept thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll go back again to.
However, the council can make stipulations with the concept plan, and that's what I was asking them about.
I would rather see the enter on the Cedar side instead of, because that enter is right there, right before the traffic light, you know? You're gonna have people enter in there and they're gonna have a line of people trying to get through that.
And you're
traffic
saying
light.
no?
No. The reason I'm saying is because I've visited that place almost every day when my kids were little. So when you come off of Austin, if he's in it the way I'm thinking, the building sits here.
Uh-huh.
Come off of Austin and you go this way with the window, then you're right on Seadrift. If you come Seadrift, like he said, you gotta make a hard right, and then you still gonna have lines back up.
That's,
And then he's got parking spots to where you can get off. Because I know me, if there's a long line, I'm getting off.
It's funny that needs to line up with his.
Well, I'm all
I
for
understand.
the snow.
I motion that we accept the snow cone
well,
stand.
So
And concept,
the concept as submitted.
Concept plan.
let's say it gets going and everything, and then it creates a problem with the traffic. What are you gonna do then?
well, I was gonna say, after the concept plan, can't you, like, in that concept plan, you need to provide this and no backup or whatever?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, we can.
That's, that you want him, you're directing him
Yes.
to work on that issue.
Right. So I motion we accept the concept plan.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the concept plan for a snow cone stand to be located at the corner of Seadrift and West Austin, property ID 22087. As presented, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unopposed, Daniel?
This is all year or just the summertime or?
Hot chocolate in the winter.
Whose district is that? I don't think it's mine.
I think it's Tim's, maybe?
Oh, I think it was Rosie's.
Probably Rosie.
Rosie or Tim, one, two.
It still has to go back to planning commission.
No. I think so.
It is.
This is just a concept plan. The construction. Bring the house and build. Right, then we'll move to agenda item number 9, consider award for the microsurface pavement treatment for Mariemont and Hillside Terrace subdivisions. Jody?
Mayor Council, you recall that when we awarded the Smith Road project, we talked about putting together a bid package for the same microsurfacing that we were planning on Smith Road to be put on Mariemont and Hillside Terrace subdivisions. That's the subdivisions that's on the west side of Alcoa. I did get bid packages out. We took bids on June 3rd. We did receive 2 bids. The low bidder was Intermountain Slurry Seal, with a total base bid of 163,800 with an add alternate of 62,480, which basically I'd split the Mariemont was the base bid and Hillside Terrace, which is 2 more roads, was the alternate. So the total is 226,280. There is a bid tabulation in your packet, which shows that both bids were pretty close together, which is always good. Staff's recommendation is to go ahead and award to Intermountain Slurry Seal in the amount of $226,280. There is $200,000 budgeted in seal coat, and the remaining balance can come out of materials, which we have approximately $80,000 right now at the time of completion. So we anticipate being able to absorb this out of the Public Works budget.
Is this gonna include after they're done? Are they gonna come back and fix the cracks that always come up?
This is a microsurfacing. This product goes and just covers everything, and the product kind of goes into the cracks. When they do this, that is the finished product.
Just saying, cause
They're not. It's not a hot mix.
It's not seal coat.
It's not, and it's not a seal coat, and it's not a hot mix.
that could be a lot of cracks then.
It's to fill the cracks.
It's
to fill the cracks. It's a new.
Yes, it's a microsurfacing that's supposed to. This is new. We've never done this particular type of surfacing, but it's designed for hot mix streets. We wouldn't do this on a seal coat street, huh?
If it's to fill the cracks, send them over there to in front of my house. I got plenty of cracks out there.
Yeah, this is going to help do all the cracks. It's in lieu of doing a seal coat, because seal coat would be appropriate as well, except we're, the community and citizens and residents in that area have been for basically 20 years used to a nice smooth street. We don't want to really go in there and turn it into a seal coat with large rock on there that they're not used to. This uses a very, very small rock as the aggregate.
How long is it good for, Jody?
I would think it's, probably comparable to a seal coat. I mean, theoretically, you're supposed to put a seal coat down every 5 to 7 years. So I would think in that range, 5 to 7 years.
And Jody is.
But it's been 20 years. We haven't done anything to to those hot mix streets, and so it's well overdue. Yeah,
that would be like for potholes and stuff.
Well, there aren't any potholes over there. These are just there's cracks in the hot mix, and so this will seal all that.
Okay.
And this is what we're doing on Smith Road.
Yes.
There was an article on Channel 25 about all the potholes in Port Lavaca. Did y'all see that?
Yeah. These areas with the hot mix don't have your classic potholes generally.
Okay.
Hey, I need a motion to award the servicing bid to Intermountain Slurry Seal in the amount of $226,280.
So moved.
Motion and a second regarding the microsurfacing bid to Intermountain Slurry Seal in the amount of $226,280 as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. None opposed, motion passes. I then move to agenda item number 10. Consider awarding a contract with Newsman Strategies and Solutions to conduct a water and wastewater rate study for a fee not to exceed $45,000. Jody?
At our last workshop, we, had a discussion about this, that we needed to get going on, water and wastewater rate study. Now that, we're soon going to be having a good idea of what the costs will be for the proposed expansion of the wastewater plant. Now, the last time that the city conducted a comprehensive water and sewer rate study by a paid consultant was back in 2013. This study included recommended rate adjustments through 2023. Then in late 2021, the city did undergo a basic one-year rate study conducted through the Public Utilities Commission Financial Assistance Program. Now, the recommendation of the study was for only the 2022-2023 year, and that included converting to a fair share rate structure with 0 gallons, including the base rate, a structure where the charging rates are based on the meter size and not land use, which it currently is. And there should be no difference between the cost of in-city or out-of-city without a cost-based justification. Now, because we were just then embarking on the meter swap out project, and it was anticipated that the customers would see an increase in their bills simply due to more accurate metering, it was decided at that time to not implement these recommendations to redesign our entire rate structure until the new meters had been in the ground at least a couple of years. The current in-city residential base rates at that time for water and sewer were $17 and $16 respectively. The recommended new rates for 3/4 inch meter were at that time $25.94 for water and $28.45 for sewer. But this was not adopted at that time. Then, effective January of 2023, the utility base rates were increased to account for the Public Utility Fund's share of debt service for the water and wastewater improvement projects being funded in part by ARPA, as well as to pay the general fund back for the cost of the preliminary wastewater treatment plant expansion engineering. Residential water base rate went from $17 to $24.84 a month, and the residential sewer base rate went from $16 to $25.27 a month. Now, effective May of 2024, the water rates were increased to reflect the additional amount of bond funds needed for the water system improvement project, which increased the residential water base rate to what it still is now at $26.65 a month. Now, as you recall, last year, we absorbed the increased expenses from Undyne and ended the year with an operating income of the Public Utility Fund of negative $259,000. So clearly we will need to pass through any increase from Undyne this year. But in addition to that, we need the rate study to consider capital improvement costs and other operation expenses and how to fairly redesign our rate structure to generate adequate revenue. With the real possibility of having to finance an expansion of the wastewater treatment plant, this debt service will be considered as well. Now, I met Chris Eckroot at the TML conference last year. He had been invited to present a session on rate studies. I was extremely impressed with what I heard and their recommendation, or their comprehensive approach. Some of the key elements that we can expect with a contract with New Gen that is not available with the Public Utility Commission basic study include a multi-year rate forecast, multiple rate design scenarios, and this will be critical for us to look at different alternatives and options, comparison of monthly customer bills with other communities, assistance in conducting public meetings and explaining to the public the changes in the rate structure. This will be key because it will be a total shift on how we do this, and complete testing of the utilities billing system data to make sure existing and proposed rates are correctly being calculated in the financial system. And again, we can do all this great stuff with the study and everything, but if there are errors in translating that information into ENCODE, into our billing system, we're still going to have errors or not get the revenue we needed. Part of their service is to to make sure that there are no errors in translating that into our billing system. Now, NewGen is a team of experts that have testified throughout the state and nation on development of water and wastewater rates. So we know that the proposed rates will be defensible if challenged. NewGen completed a rate study for Bay City not too long ago, and I was pleased to discover that Bay City's new rate structure does take into account multifamily accounts, as we were generally discussing at the last council meeting. The FYE 2025 budget includes $30,000 for water sewer rate study. This proposal is an hourly contract with a not to exceed dollar amount of $45,000 based upon the anticipated scope. Now, we would not anticipate spending more than budgeted $30,000 before October, so the balance we would be including in the fiscal year ending 26 budget. The proposed completion date is November of 2025. Procurement of NewGen strategies is with a cooperative purchasing program, HGAC BUY, which the city is a member of. The recommendation is to accept the proposal NewGen strategies and solutions dated May 27, 2025, not to exceed $45,000, and authorize the mayor to sign the proposal as submitted. And so with this, the proposed completion date in November, then we would be looking at implementing it, early 2026. And so we should, assuming we get the extension that we're hoping for from the Water Development Board, that we would then have the revenue generated beginning in, say, January of 2026. So we would have enough revenue to pay the first bond payment, which would come due in August of 2026, assuming we move forward with all that.
Got a question. How did you arrive not to exceed 45,000? Why didn't we stop at 30,000?
You go, yeah.
Well, again, that's based upon the scope. If all the things that we're looking at doing, the multi-year rate forecast, a variety of design, options. If we come up with one option and we like that one right off the bat and we don't want to do any more, that's going to save on pricing. But we may want to look at different options of how, how we can structure this to minimize the impact for the residential ratepayer versus commercial and industrial ratepayers. If we do not want their help on conducting public meetings at all, then we would not need to pay that, and that would reduce the cost. I think
I do like the entire package. I like the package. I just feel like they should be able to give us a dollar amount without, having not to exceed such a, 45,000. Let's have the money, show me the bill.
Well, we don't. I mean,
We want all the extras.
An extra 15,000, which is 3 times the price of the normal, I'm sorry, was it a 50% increase there? Anyway, what are we getting for that extra 15,000 is what I'd like to know.
But you've got to understand, okay, guys, the 30,000 did not come from them. That was what we had budgeted last year, just thinking what it was going to cost. Okay, and for this quality of report, we're not going to get it for $30,000. Now we can probably, if we don't want some of the extra stuff that they can offer to us, we may be able to get it for 35 to 40.
Well, Ms. Weaver, did that kind of give you a menu and say, here's,
yes. Yeah, but it's not, it's in the proposal, and there's different, but it's not, we're dealing with, it's like hiring, any consultant that works on an hourly basis. It just depends on how much work is involved. How good are our records? What records do we have available for them to look through? What assumptions are they going to have to make for things that may not be available? How well we respond to the information that they need, which of course we're going to do everything in our power to be very timely and get them all the information they need. So we're not causing any extra time, and we'll do what we can. If there are things available that we can do to keep their costs down, we will certainly do that. And when we come down to it, if we, you know, I mean, I know there's going to be a big, there's going to be a lot of questions from the public, but if we think we can handle that without their assistance, then we will, you know, we won't have them help us with that.
Well, I make a motion to award a contract with New Gen Strategies and Solutions to conduct a wastewater rate study for a fee not to exceed $45,000.
Authorize the mayor to sign the proposal that's submitted.
Authorize the mayor to sign the proposal as submitted. And he second.
Got a motion and a second,
I know we need this study.
authorizing, water and sewer rate study, accepting the proposal of New Gen Strategies and Solutions LLC, dated May 27, 2025, not to exceed 45,000, and authorizing the mayor to sign the proposal as submitted.
What was the amount? 45?
45,000, not to exceed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Aye. Should pass.
Let me clarify, who's second?
Okay.
And we do have one nay.
Jody, can you get us a better breakdown of what $45,000 is going to buy us?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Because I know it says not to exceed 45, but it's going to be 45, I'm sure.
Well.
No, it's not. It's
Let
not.
me put it this way. If you said, Anne Marie, as an attorney, I want you to go, I want to take chapter 1 through 5 of the code of ordinances and we want to revamp them. And I give you a price and I think, well, I think I can do that in 15 hours times my hourly rate. And it's just an estimation, you know, based on history, based on my knowledge of what I do. And I give you 15 hours times my rate, and the rates are on page 142.
I like that. That's a solid price. That's not up to.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that's my max. And I'm not going to go over that for doing that work, right? But it could be less because I might get in there and there might be just a handful of changes here. And I may not need to do something over here. So not to exceed is giving you a max price. And so, for instance, if Jody.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, we do it all the time.
We do it all the time. In engineering, that's what we do all the time. That's what's the fairest
that's
way.
engineering is always that way.
Yeah, because look at it this way. If we insist upon a fixed price, then they're gonna pad it because they don't want to lose money. And so we're not going to get the advantage if things go well, right?
So, but Jody, it is input versus output. If the input's better, the output's going to be.
Well, I will say this, and I understand what you're saying, but with engineering, we need engineers for just about every project. We need attorneys for, ongoing services. But this rate study is going to be a one-time thing. If they don't take advantage of the 45,000, what kind of finance people are they? Because we're not going to be hiring them again within the next 10 years, and they'll be all new to whoever counts one. Hopefully the study will last us, like a 10-year study where we can.
I think we're anymore. It's more likely a 5-year study.
And they're going to help us present it to the public.
No, and that's great.
Yeah.
That's part of
Let
that
me present, they'll be throwing rocks at it.
But I mean,
They
the
might
hourly
need that help.
rates, the hourly rates are in there and that they will bill upon that.
No, I understand. But
They can't bill you more than
It's
55,000.
if your
Right.
services are different it's different because we're not gonna be using them again in the near future.
Yeah.
And so they don't have to,
I think they're giving you a flat price of 45,000. And they're saying we can't go over that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So,
thank you. We've got it. We've got one a redig.
Right. Let's move on then to agenda item number 11, consider approval of new plan options for the 2025-2026 fiscal year with the Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Employee Benefits Pool related to the city's group health insurance coverage. Are you gonna do this, Jody?
I can't. Brittany, do you want to do it or you want me to do it?
Brittany's not here.
I'm here virtually if you can hear me.
Brittany.
Okay.
We can hear you.
This year, actually, there was no increase from Texas Municipal Health. I know that last year we did have an increase and we actually had to increase our employees portion as well. But luckily this year we did not have an increase. So we're proposing to go with a 0% increase.
Yeah, no, I wanted to add the reason I put them and I mentioned the memo. The reason why we did not have any increase was basically twofold. One, because of our continued high participation in our annual wellness program that TMO offers, and two, we were able to get our utilization ratio back down below 85%. And so those are the two key things that kept it from increasing this year.
So I make a proposal that we approve the new plan options for the 2025-2026 fiscal year with the Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Employee Benefits Pool related to the city group's health insurance coverage.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second approving the plan option that's presented for the 2025-2026 fiscal year, Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Employee Benefits Pool related to the city's group health insurance coverage as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. None opposed, motion passes. Agenda item number 12, consider resolution number R-060925-1. The city of Port Lavaca supporting an application to the Texas Department of Transportation 2025 Transportation Alternative Set Aside call for projects. Jody?
We are making an application again this year with TxDOT's alternative transportation set aside project. And we need a resolution passed by council supporting the application. There is no match per se, dollar match, because we have transportation credits with TxDOT that we will use in lieu of a cash match. In your packet shows the two projects that we are applying for as one. On North Virginia Street from Oak Glen down to HEB, and in the south part of town from South Street up to Tilley Street, on alternating from San Antonio and Benavides, a route that gets from the South Street up to Tilley Street. And that this application is due on the 20th. And Civil Corps is helping us put that together.
You been getting a lot of pictures, Jody?
We have quite a few pictures on the north side, on the North Virginia route. I don't have any pictures yet on the south side. And we do have, there will be an article coming out on the Wave tomorrow. We do have about 30 people, I think, that have already submitted surveys that we've had on Facebook.
And we've got an article coming out in the paper encouraging people to go on the website and fill out the survey as well.
But right now, as far as pictures, since school is out, you're not gonna have very many kids walking.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think it's a good idea to have sidewalks
Yeah.
that people walk on anyway.
But if we can get some pictures down there, that'd be great.
AI, we can do an AI pictures, right?
Dan, you want to make the motion since it's your area and my area?
Okay, I'll make the motion. To consider the resolution. Or
For the resolution.
or 060925-1 for the city of Port Lavaca supporting an application to the Texas Department of Transportation 2025 and alternative. Set aside TA corporate projects.
Second. Thank you for working on that, Jody.
Sure.
Right, so we have a motion and a second approving resolution number R-060925-1 of the city of Port Lavaca, supporting the application to the Texas Department of Transportation set aside call for projects as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Opposed, motion passes. Okay, we'll move into agenda item 13. Consider resolution number R-060925-2, the city of Port Lavaca, to renew the application with the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs to continue participation in the Home Investment Partnership Program, homeowner reconstruction. Katerina?
To the summary of this resolution, the city of Port Lavaca is applying for funding through the Texas Investment Partnership Program to help reconstruct housing for low income and owner occupied household. So in summary, in this resolution, city approves to submit an application for homeowner reconstruction assistance program to allocate 80,000 in general fund, such as cash reserved for eligible program costs before state reimbursement are received, to provide an 11% match of project hard costs per household, and to designate city manager as the authorized representative for all home program matters.
Yeah, I think we actually approved this, last month, I think. But we have to do it again, or March, was it? Yeah, we had to do it again because they changed it from having to have 40,000 in the general fund to at least 80,000, which of course we have. No, that's not anything commit, just that we've got that much money available if needed be. But the match.
You're gonna be taking new applications for this program?
Yes.
No, I don't. Well, actually, I don't think we will because we had still had 30 some left over from the last set. But I think
You're gonna go from that list you already have. Okay.
that's where we will start, and then yeah, we'll see how that goes, and then we'll take new applications if need be.
What's considered low income?
There is a chart. There's a chart in the program. It depends on the number of people in the household. And I mean, it's the federal guidelines for low to moderate income. But those guidelines are publicized you recall that the last time we took applications was in 2021, and we had 100 people pick up applications. We had about 50 people submit, and out of those 50, if I remember right, around 30 to 40 were eligible, and we took the top 2. And we're still working on those. My understanding, they're stuck in some approval process right now. And so this next group will probably be looking at another 2 to 3. Again, the match is 11%. And the amount of the house, the value of the house, the amount of money that can be spent on the house has gone up. So our match is where it was around 14,000. I think it'll be 19,000 or so.
Is this
per
for
house.
building new homes or
Construction.
new construction?
They'll tear down an old house and build one in
Yeah.
its place.
Yeah, to
How many of
rebuild.
those- How many of those did we do last year?
Well, we haven't done any, you know, in the cycle that we did in 2021. We're working on 2, but it takes a really long time. That's part of, you have to have a lot of patience with this program. They're very close to getting ready to demolish and build, but yeah, it's just right now we're working on 2. This next cycle, you know, we can do 2 or more. Right now we just have to budget the match.
It's part of the resolution, budget the match.
No. No, not yet. This is just saying that we've got, that we want to be part of the program. There's another, upcoming agenda item that actually will hire the admin. And then once we get them on board, then we work through and you know, figure out exactly what, all the details are.
So Jody, there's no time frame in these homes. If we start in 21, we're in 25. There's no time.
Well,
frame
we're at the mercy of the program. We're at the mercy of the state and federal government. These are HUD programs, well, through the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. And we're on their timeline.
Jody, you gonna pick
But
the
when we
previous
start,
applicants?
Huh?
They're already lined up.
Yeah,
We've got like 30 applicants in, more than 30 applicants that are ready to go.
In the existing line.
Okay,
Yeah, so like we've already picked 2.
yeah.
So then we'll go to the 3rd one and see if they're still interested in the 4th, and then number 4.
Because there's things they have to do. They have to have clean title. They have to.
It's very complicated, but if they have the patience and they have the time.
It takes patience.
It takes patience, and they have to have,
There's
clear
a
title.
lot involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of time.
Over 30 that qualified.
Yeah.
There was over 30 that
At
qualified.
that time. But then,
That's
then you got people that sometimes their jobs change. And so maybe they qualify before and they don't qualify now, because now they make too much money.
Or maybe they can't get their title cleared, or maybe they can't. There's all sorts of reasons, or maybe somebody passes away, or, it's a patience game.
Make a motion to approve, resolution number R-060925-2 is presented. Second. Motion and the second approving resolution number R-060925-2. Renew the application with the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs to continue participation in the Home Investment Partnership Program. As presented, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. And not opposed, motion passes. We move to agenda item 14, consider resolution number R-060925-3 for the city of Port Lavaca for award of administrator for the home program. Trina?
Yes.
That works.
We approved the resolution. We, under this home program. So we need to approve it, to continue this work with the administrative services which being provided by Greenworks the previous 4 years. We did that 4 years back in 2001, I think. And So under this resolution, so the key points grant work will continue providing administrative services and soft cost project management services. Their fees at 5% for administrative services and the 15,000 for soft cost, which will be all covered by grant funds. Again, city will match an 11% per house based on our population. And the program supports low-income homeowners in need of safe and decent housing, improving community living conditions. And this resolution is officially to award the renewed contract for frameworks.
Okay, yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the resolution. Was 060925-3. Of the city of Port Lavaca for award for administrator of the home program.
Second it.
Motion and second approving resolution number R-060925-3, the city of Port Lavaca award of the administrator for the home program. Grant Works Incorporated as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. None opposed, motion passes. Right, we'll now move to agenda item number 15. The resolution number R-060925-4, the city of Port Lavaca authorizing professional administration project delivery service provider selection for the community development block grant mitigation program resilient communities program through the Texas General Land Office contract number 3-160-104-F112. Katrina?
Yeah, we applied for this grant CDBG mitigation and community program. And we conducted a request for proposal with compliance with law requirements to select a qualified service provider. Proposal were evaluated based on experience, integrity, compliance, past performance, and resources. KSBR was selected as the most qualified provider, and the final contract depends on successful negotiation with the selected provider.
I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution number R-060925-4 of the city of Port Lavaca authorizing professional administration, project delivery service provider selection for the community development block grant mitigation.
And second.
Okay, so we have a motion and second approving resolution number R-060925-4 of the city of Port Lavaca authorizing the professional administration project delivery services selection for the community development block grant mitigation as presented being KSBR LLC. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Opposed, motion passes.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 16. We will consider resolution number R-060925-5 of the city of Port Lavaca to adopt the budgetary and financial management policies for the fiscal year 2025-2026. Brittany?
Mayor and council, every year we review the financial management policies, which essentially help us or guide us for the city's budget process and also any financial management of the city funds. We had a finance committee on April 24th to review them, and then also a city council workshop on June 2nd for review. Any recommendations or clarifications that were made in those meetings, I have made them on the final document that is attached. Our recommendation is to approve the city's financial management policies.
Got all Tim's recommendations in there?
I do. I have all of them in the final document.
All right, and this one kicked around in the finance committee, so we kind of hammered that one.
Yeah, we did.
He did.
So
Yeah, I think-
I will make a motion to accept consider resolution 060925 of the city of Port Lavaca to adopt the budgetary and financial management policies for fiscal year 2025 and 2026.
Second it.
We have a motion and a second approving resolution number R 060925 of the city of Port Lavaca to adopt budgetary and financial management policies for the fiscal year 2025-2026 as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Opposed, motion passes. Okay, we're down to agenda item number 17, consider resolution number R 060925 6. The city of Port Lavaca to approve the annual review of the investment policy and strategy. Brittany?
Mayor and council, every year we also review our investment policy as a requirement of the Texas Public Funds Investment Act and as a requirement for our investment policy. Accepting these changes will provide guidance for future investments, which will safeguard the city's assets. And I believe on this one, I only had one change, which was just an additional sentence on our objectives, which just states that the city's cash flow will be managed to maximize the cash available to invest and to minimize idle cash, and no other changes were made. Recommendation is to approve the annual review of the city's investment policy.
So, make a motion to approve resolution number R 060925 6 of the city of Port Lavaca to approve the annual review of the investment policy and strategy.
Second. We have a motion and a second. R 060925 6 of the city of Port Lavaca to approve the annual review of the investment policy and strategy as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The opposed, same sign. Opposed, motion passes. Agenda item number 18, consider second and final reading of an ordinance S-2-25. The city of Port Lavaca for amendments to the base ordinance S-2-24 for the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget, providing amendments, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict and establishing an effective date. Brittany?
Mayor and council, this is the second reading for the amendments in regards to the salary increases due to the salary survey and also the demolition. Staff recommends council approve these amendments.
This is demolition of the Lester House?
It's the Randall.
Yeah, Randall Street.
Yes.
Rose, you want to jump in on this one? The raises that we talked. Am she here for that one? No?
Wasn't that during the finance committee meeting?
It came to council for a first reading.
Okay, yeah, she was here for that.
I was with that.
It's just the raises that were based off of the survey that we performed, the city performed, and then plus tear down that Randall house.
Consider the second and final reading of the ordinance S-2-25 of the city of Port Lavaca amendment to the base ordinance S-2-24 for the 2024-25 fiscal year budget, providing for budget amendments, providing for severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict with the state. Is that it?
Approving it.
Approving it, yes, but is establishing an effective date.
So in the ordinance.
Oh, it's all in the ordinance, okay.
Mhm.
So, anybody want to second that one?
Yeah, I said, go ahead, Dan.
Aye.
Dan?
We have a motion and a second approving the second and final reading of ordinance S-2-25 of the city of Port Lavaca. Amendments to the base ordinances -2024-2025 fiscal year budget as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? None opposed, motion passed. Move on to agenda item 19, consider first reading of an ordinance G-3-25 of the city of Port Lavaca, amending the basic traffic
Objecting, yes,
devices.
loudly, and I hope Rose will too,
But,
objecting to this.
G-6, that's 86.
Ridiculous.
And a new street location, in Colorado Estates and Jade Mason. With Hill Clause and effective date. Colin?
Mayor Council, this department is approval as far as from the council, of placing 2 stop signs on Smith Road. Basically at the intersection of, Jade Way and Delmar. Of course, Delmar is through Colorado Estates, Jade Way is Jade Way. Basically, it's to break up the.
What is like a four?
They've already reduced the speed to 30 and people, I don't know where people are saying and complaining about this traffic, about people speeding down that road.
my son, yeah.
miss
They
that
speed
too.
down the road, and my son is one of them, and several people told me they're glad that thing is gone. They're like, we're glad. But I don't know if, I wanted a speed, but I don't know about a stop sign. I was told the stop signs was for the sidewalks. Is that correct, for them crossing over to get to the sidewalks?
And how many people are gonna really do that?
That's what I was told, the stop signs were for,
Yeah, that's what.
and not what the stop.
Well, that's where they came from, part of the Smith Road project. There will be a crosswalk at Jade Way. And that was recommended by the engineers. And when I spoke to Colin, they thought that was a good idea as well.
Can we pull it up? So we can,
No, I'm having issues with the,
oh, Lord, take IT.
I tried this one.
But again, the sidewalk
my
will
speed
be,
bump. Oh.
the sidewalk will be on the east side of Smith Road all the way, the entire way. And then at Jade Way on the north side of the intersection, there will be a crosswalk and it will tie into the sidewalk on Jade Way. That goes into the subdivision. That goes into Jade Bay subdivision, yes.
Those crosswalks over there, 35 Smith Road to the other side. Where it says, you push a button for walking and all this thing's working.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Both there was a bike with not pushing a button or nothing, he just flew right on through.
They don't abide by them, but I just hate to see the city of Port Lavaca PD pulling over people first. I mean, it's just not that big a.
But not stopping at the stop sign?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. But it's not even, I just don't see it as a problem. I drive it every day, multiple times a day.
She was asking for a way to control the speeders.
Well, we reduced the speed and it's already at 30,
What about,
35?
35.
what about a yield sign?
35?
At least that slow down.
Well, as far as yield signs, this is just kind of my opinion, the concept of yield is kind of run by the wayside.
Yeah, but
And then if it's for the crosswalk, you can have the blinking,
they can stop.
you can have the blinking
Also-
at the crosswalk.
Well, either way, you look at it.
We need something to slow them down, but the crosswalk is gonna be across from Jade Bay to Delmar.
Correct. Neighborhood in there.
So that's why we're putting something in there.
Yes, ma'am.
You can always have people
Thinking more.
running the stop signs and.
It's like a four-way stop. It's the same intersection. Jade Way on one side and Delmar on the other.
When are they gonna put the crosswalk in?
Well, there-
Right there.
I mean, that's, I don't think we can afford a traffic light.
What about the blink? Go down.
Now, blinking, you could do something blinking that, that's the reason why we're
Just say
bringing
something to
this
slow
to
down.
y'all is because the contractor needs to know by the July meeting whether or not to place the order for stop signs. They have not done that. That's in the contract, but obviously we're not going to do that if this is not going to be approved by council. So that's why it's the first reading is tonight. The second reading would be in July, after which the contract would purchase the stop signs. But if this is not going to be approved, that's when we need to know. So then we can, if we're going to do blinking lights or do nothing, we can just make that change order in the contract.
Now, the only thing I would say, and I'm speaking as a citizen, please know that this is nothing illegal. But it really only affects the people in Bay Vista and on the 2 streets north of Del Mar, because Jade Bay people are already having to stop to yield to Smith Road. Okay, so it's only going to affect my neighborhood and the 2 streets that are north of Del Mar.
See, I wanted something with I can't earlier than that.
Yeah, I mean, so if you did it down on
like Seascapes,
yeah,
right there is where it's bad because there's
for the Mormon church
or Jade Bay, but
Jade Bay's already
in here is
Jade Bay's already stopping because they have to.
But before Seascape and that,
It's only going to affect Bay Vista and those 2.
But Jade Way needs a stop sign anyway.
It already has.
it has one.
It already has.
Del Mar has one.
Was this just brought up by people that are walking on the shoulder?
I'm wondering how many
Yes.
complaints we get.
Yes, but they're gonna get the sidewalk.
Well, it's just,
and it's before
Yeah,
Jade Bay
and-
is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about from that to right past Seascape is because they slow
Well, I
down
know
for them, but.
the concern of the engineers was, that we're placing a crosswalk without stop signs. But I mean, I know we do have crosswalks elsewhere
All
without
over.
stop signs. And correct me if I'm wrong, Colin, I mean, you must yield to somebody in a crosswalk, even if there's not a sign. It's just from a safety standpoint, they were concerned that the traffic was too fast, that people weren't going to pay any attention and people would have trouble using the crosswalk.
Right. That's
But how many cars really are backed up on Smith Road at that intersection?
That's a lot of.
It's not even, but couldn't you put some kind of blinking like what? Pedestrians or, but so again, Bay Vista and those 2 streets are the only ones being affected. And it is further down because it's people come.
I wasn't concerned about them. I was concerned more about from the start to the, because by the time they get to Jade Bay, they didn't slow down to go wherever, but within that, where y'all sit at that church.
That's the
speed part.
But us up there, I mean, we're already slowing
Oh,
down.
and you busting people going
Yeah.
miles an hour on that road or what?
Oh, it's pretty good ones.
There's their spot.
You wanna pass it? You got an extra patrol car you don't use, just park it out there and make them think.
You want to wait to see how the sidewalk stuff kind of separates the people from the traffic and then you'll have.
Yeah, because I think the sidewalks, so it's just the people that are walking that's complaining. But like I said, it's not that Jade Bay, it's from the deal to around the church is where that's taking place.
Well, and too, maybe you can look into John Stockfire. They do have a crosswalk that goes fast, and they actually hit the button and it actually flashes, and basically it's yield to.
Yeah, that would be better.
So that's an option.
That would be better.
That seems to be very popular. It seems to work. So.
And we're gonna have sidewalks now that they're gonna be able to.
Sidewalks, they'll be better sidewalks. Our neighbor, they walk a lot.
Sorry to complain so much, but.
That's why.
I mean, it's,
council.
well, I just really think we don't have a problem up there.
So
Yeah, the problem.
got wired in.
It's.
Probably be electrical.
It wouldn't, can we do something like that solar?
Huh? Solar.
I think one in Victoria is solar.
Okay.
On John Stockfire.
Seascape.
Either way, it's gonna cost next.
That's a good, that may be an option.
You know what I mean?
Well, to see how it goes before you put these stop signs, God, it just seems like overkill.
So we still make a motion for approval and then everybody votes no.
No, you don't have to do anything.
No, you don't have to do that.
Colin, what is the percentage of the traffic stops?
I don't have that information. I can get that at a later time. I don't have it right off in.
So we don't have a motion on that one. We'll just move
Oh,
on.
that's next project. Next month, you mean? Next project. If we're looking into it, everything.
Okay.
I don't know, can we do the solar or can we wait for the sidewalks to see what?
No, I mean,
transpires?
my thinking is if you do not want to go this route, then I just need to let the contractor know we'll take the stop signs out of the contract. And then, yeah, I'll get with Colin and Wayne and we'll see, we can price out what Colin's talking about as far as some kind of a blinking. I mean, I know the blinking light was available. We had discussed that with the engineer, but again, that wasn't the initial recommendation. So there is some kind of blinking light available. I'm going to see if we can find something where, you know, the pedestrian can actually, you know, even control it. You can get a blinking light that just blinks all the time, or if there's something that the pedestrian can actually control and it starts to blink when, you know, when they push it. I don't know the options.
I mean, under this theory, you would also have one down at Bay Vista on Texana, because you have to cross that street to get to the sidewalk.
I mean, yeah, I mean, right now there's nothing to the north of that because it's going all the way to the end.
Yeah, but you have to turn in to Bay Vista. But anyway, I will say that in my opinion, at least for myself, that blinking light that we've had there on Smith Road between Siluria and Del Mar has helped slow down traffic. Except I heard the one kid who wanted to see how fast he could make that sign go up to see how high he could get it.
Does he have a cutoff?
I don't know.
You can cut off.
But I heard that someone did that.
Wait, it's a Bauer?
They moved it. They were happy they moved that. I went to work there like it's
That is a helpful sign.
It's helpful. Yeah.
It's helpful.
I mean, it'll go back
stretches
once
the
the
problem.
sidewalk's complete.
Yeah.
So we want
But the blinking light,
Is there a I think you would call the question, ask if there's a motion. If there's no motion, it dies for lack of a motion.
Do we have a motion on agenda item 19? No. We have no motion, so let's just move on to agenda item
Thank you.
20. Consider first reading of an ordinance
And one.
Port Lavaca amending the ordinance codified and described in the city of Port Lavaca's Code of Ordinances as Part 2, Chapter 34, peddlers, solicitors, itinerant vendors, garage sales, and mobile food units. Chapter 36, signs, and adding Chapter 35, garage sales, providing purpose of ordinance, providing for a repealing clause, providing for an effective date. Eric, sure best.
Mayor, council, I'll try to make this quick, but that workshop we had, we discussed different options for garage sale signs. As you're aware, we've since I've been here, we've had issues with people having the garage sales and then they're putting signs all over town and then not picking them up, and that becomes a issue for us as far as time picking them up, and then also them getting in bad shape and getting into the storm drains and so on and so forth. We had talked about different options during that workshop, and the first option, there was three of them. The first option was for recommendation was to move get rid of chapter 34, section 34-2 E, and just move it to 36-7 for temporary signs. And all that is actually new, so it all should be in red. But garage sale signs shall conform to the following: such signs shall not be placed in public right of ways. Such signs shall not be placed no more than 1 day prior to permitted sale. No longer than 6 feet in size, 6 square feet, I'm sorry. and it shall be removed no later than 1 day after the permitted date, and permits are not required. The thoughts with this is the people are gonna put their signs all over the place. They need to pick them up. If they don't, we'll start finding them. I think if y'all remember, Dennis had mentioned that is considered as littering. And so if the people do not pick up their signs, then we'll issue a citation to the people that litter.
Okay, so
So no permit, and we just fine them if they're not responsible enough to pick up their signs after they're done.
How many days after the garage sale?
It's right here, 1 day after the date,
Or no permit?
It says the permitted date though,
permitted date, yeah.
but we're not permitting.
Well, okay.
1 day later, 1 day after the,
Hey, that's why you're here.
After the sale.
1 day after the sale,
Yeah, 1 day after, yes.
the sale. Since
Eric,
it's not,
can you give them an extra date?
No, this is just recommendations, and if y'all see anything, and this is just option one, there's a couple others. But if y'all like this one, or, if you want to make some adjustments to it, feel free.
so 2 and 4 need 1 day prior to sale and one, just take out permitted on both of them.
2 days for sale.
If you guys are having a garage sale, how many days are you gonna put your sign out there ahead of the actual Friday or Saturday?
The day before.
The day before?
Yeah, usually, Thursday nights, they'll start popping up everywhere.
Okay.
Because they'll have them on, if they have them on Saturday, they start popping up Friday. So,
I'm
okay.
just saying on number 2,
Picking up is,
at the end, 1 day prior to the sale date.
Yeah, I had changed.
And then 4, 1 day after the sale date or whatever sale date. Yeah.
And like I said, this is just one of the options to consider.
Where's the fine like though? What kind of fine we talking?
They're gonna have their address on it, and Dennis, with talking to Dennis during the meeting, that's adequate. If we can confirm that they did have a sale at that property, then
It would be probably $50 or
yeah,
up to $200 fine, I think.
yeah.
But I mean, y'all could decide that when you do the fee ordinance. So this is just putting it into place, and then usually we do the fee ordinance in September. Right?
All right.
Or y'all can go ahead and decide on a fine. If y'all decide to go with that option, you can decide on a amount to penalize. It can be $50 per occurrence, or
Per day.
I think $200 is a little extreme, but I think $50 would get people's attention, and you'll start getting on Facebook, and
Per day.
people will quit doing it. Okay, the next option 2, 30, just amending 34. And it was one of the recommendations was to do a refundable deposit. Basically, you come pick up the signs. It's going to have the permit number on it, the address, so forth. If they're not returned within 2 days, then they forfeit their deposit. And the amount would be in the appendix, as she talked about, in the appendix of fees. Y'all decide to, with option 2, I do have the adjusted that amendment in the appendix to provide to council. My recommendation was to continue to have the $10 sale permit, but and a $40 deposit, which is refundable. But that would require us to purchase the signs and then also provide them to them and keep track of them.
but these signs are gonna be turned back in, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So they wouldn't put their address on these.
No, there'll be no.
They have a permit.
Oh, they have, oh,
Yeah, we'll have their permanent address. It'll be permanently on it. We'll dispose of them. But they just have to bring them back to us.
Okay.
And
This
then-
is not one we are recommending, but it's one that was brought up.
Option, well, that was one that was, okay, well, option 3, of course, is the lengthy one going through a whole ordinance on garage sale permits that we found in other cities that they have. We don't, it's not like we generate a lot of revenue from permits for garage sales, and I don't think that's the intent. But my recommendation, or the staff's recommendation, I should say, is to approve, doing away with, section 34-2, the E. And, approving to amend the ordinance to, include section 36-7. I believe that's supposed to be, is that supposed to be A? Doesn't look right.
Just because I wasn't here and I didn't talk to Dennis about this. One of the reasons I understood for the permit fee was to keep people from having a garage sale every weekend. That became a thing, like a commercial enterprise. So is that prohibited somewhere else?
Well, it is in state.
In
law.
state law.
So, I don't, yeah, so if they have more than 2 sales a year, it's considered as a business, period. So I don't think, with the city regulating that, if there is, say Justin decides to have one every weekend and his neighbor starts getting upset because of all the traffic, over there, then they'll call PD or us and then we'll say, we'll find out he's having too many sales, so he's in violation of state law.
Okay.
So we can, go after him for that. I'm sorry, did you? It's 30, yeah,
Page 219.
that's a mistake.
Oh, G is just adding. There's A, B, C, D, E, F.
Is it G?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have it as A in my notes. Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember what letter it was. Okay, so my staff recommendation is to approve section 36-7 temporary signs, G, for garage sale signs.
As we talked about fixing it to not have a permit.
With the, yes.
Yeah, so simply put, we're no longer requiring a permit for garage sales, but we're beefing up compliance on getting rid of the signs. Whereas option 3 would be beefing up the ordinance on garage sales themselves.
Which still would be that we would still charge the permit fee. And then also there would be a fine for littering with the approving the option 3.
It's just in that workshop, there was discussion about doing away with the permit altogether. And that's why there wasn't a consensus that we thought we got in that workshop. So that's why we were offering 3 options.
So I kind of like the option 3. So
What's the difference between 1 and 3?
3, you still have the permit.
Okay.
And it gives more definitions. It's broader, kind of giving you more leeway to control a garage sale.
Yeah, it specifically states in there that you can only have the garage sales twice a year, as per state law. And
You can't sell food.
right.
That charitable places are exempt.
It defines what a garage sale is.
So if I was to make a motion for the first reading of the ordinance G-425, City of Port Lavaca, I throw in like.
Option 1, option 2, option 3.
Which option?
City of Port, amending the ordinance codified and described in the City of Port Lavaca Code of Ordinances as Part 2, option 3.
Option 3.
Option 3 is no permit.
No, it isn't.
No.
How much?
Is a permit.
Yeah, we haven't, well, that's up to the council. You can change it, but it's $10.
Bucks now.
So then pick up your signs or you get fined?
Yeah, we were looking at possibly a fine of $50. Something like that. Something not too much, but substantial enough to where the word would get out.
Yeah.
And you got the definitions here saying, okay, yeah.
All we're doing is asking the property to be responsible enough to pick up signs.
It also talks about hours. It regulates the hours between 7 PM and 7 AM and 6 PM.
And they'll get this, Derek, when they pick up their permits, all these rules.
They'll get these.
They'll get these rules.
We can hand out all of it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I saw snow cones there.
You're in trouble.
I'm just saying,
And a lot of this may not apply to what they're, a lot of people do. So we can, just kind of advise them on the parameters of what they can and cannot do, just verbally. But we can hand out the ordinance as well.
Okay, so I second Alan's motion then, for option number 3.
We have a motion and a second approving the first reading of ordinance G-4-25 of the city of Port Lavaca, amending the garage sale ordinances as presented and adopting option number 3 as presented. So all in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Opposed, motion passes. This is just the first reading. We can argue over it again for the second
Here
reading.
we go.
Right. We'll move to agenda item number 21. Consider first reading of ordinance G-5-25, City of Port Lavaca, ending the ordinances codified and described in the City of Port Lavaca's Code of Ordinances as Part 2 to 12 buildings and building regulations. Addition of new Article 5 building and standards commission, providing for purpose of ordinance, providing for service, and for repealing clause and providing an effective date. Derek?
Mayor, council, in your packets, Building and Standards Commission ordinance that staff is recommending. We went over this as well during the workshop, and I had provided 2 different options for rehearings. But basically, it's what we have is is setting up the board, which would be 5 members. And then we'd also have some alternate members just in case we don't have enough show up for the meeting or can't show up for the meeting. The members, according to this, is as near as practical, members shall be qualified in 1 or more fields of fire prevention, building construction, sanitation, health, and public safety. Was there any recommendations on correcting that, changing that?
The language kind of made it sound like you had to be certified, is the way I read it. But could we come up with a different word that you could just say competent, maybe? That kind of, you don't have to be an engineer to be on that panel.
Right.
You can just be a competent.
Okay, so competent members shall be competent.
That would be in the opinion of council. So
Right.
competent, that would be good.
Yeah.
It gives you some leeway, but
This is taken from Victoria's ordinance.
Most of it's by state law, and some of it's just from my experience.
Victoria has this committee too.
I apologize. I did not look at theirs. I apologize for that, but this is just some.
John Clegg talked to me about this.
I'm sorry?
John Clegg talked to me about this, and he's on that committee and he
Right.
highly recommends it.
Well, and I do too. That's why I was presenting it to council. Like I said, this, a lot of this, like I said, is from my experience, and then also from state law as well.
That's
But most of it's from state law.
Get all this coming up to council and showing us these dilapidated homes that it goes before experts and
Right.
they tell them right away that it's not feasible to repair.
But, and yeah, it gives us more opportunity. We can be more detailed, and then also we could present, normally with the Building Standards Commission, I was able to bring like, say, 8 to 10 properties up to the commission.
You spend way too much time on that.
So but also we could bring a lot more properties and take care of a lot more at one time. Because that's their focus.
I personally witnessed Derek just the other day. Mr. Muse came in from what's that street, like Dan or something back there?
Yeah, Dan Street.
And remember he had a couple trailers. He did tear one down.
Yeah.
It's been a long time already. And Derek's been in communication with him the whole time because he's a responsible property owner and he's working with the city to work within that timeline. Even you gave him an extension too, right?
Yes.
And so Derek's not out there just to tear down every house. He's working with the citizens. So yeah, I kind of like the idea of this panel here. All you need is 5 people, competent people. They serve for 2 years. What's the other part?
Well, that, and another thing, well, we would, I do recommend that we have alternates, that's included in state law as well. So that way, if somebody's might miss a meeting, at least we'll be able to find a couple more. Or have a couple more show up. But per state law, it says up to 8, I believe it's, yeah, 8 or more alternate members to serve in the absence of 1 or more regular members. Yeah, that's what it has for state law is 8 or more. I'm not sure why it has that many, but I just went by what state law says. So it kind of goes through, do you have any other questions regarding that and what we went through? Be happy to answer any questions. At the end is the 2 options that we discussed. When the building and standards declares a house or structure substandard, they give them a certain time frame to demolish or repair. And if they don't meet those guidelines or don't follow their plan, their detailed plan, then it can be brought back to the building and standards for reassessment, and they can order the building or structure to be demolished. The property owner, lien holder, whomever has interest in the property can appeal. They can either appeal to the second panel, which could include a whole nother panel, or the city council could be the second panel. Or there's, let's see, option 2, you go straight to district court. There is no, they do have a right for a rehearing, but it would go back to the first panel to reconsider rehearing. If they decide not to, then it goes straight to district court.
And y'all might take advantage of that if they say, well, I'm gonna fix this and that, and they come back for that rehearing, right?
Well, and the commission has the option if they want to rehear or not, because, if they've given them 2 years and they haven't done anything and they keep coming up with excuses, then they might say, no, we're not going to rehear it. So it goes, if they want to appeal, after the commission, they have 30 days from that date to the date of notice to appeal to district court. So they have a right to a rehearing, and they have to request that within 10 days of such notice. So.
Thank you, Mr. Tippett.
But yeah,
I'd like you to make a motion, if I can second.
So the question is does the council want to be involved with the citizens and their disputes, or would you trust the commission that you appoint to make the correct decisions? And if they decide that it needs to be torn down, just take it straight to district court. That's the question.
Option 2 is the one I like.
District court.
Option 2, just go straight to that way we want to be involved.
And I want you to understand, this is just setting up a policy for the building and standards. If y'all approve the bill, you still have to approve the ordinance too. But that's just basically a policy. If y'all decide later on, hey, we want to get involved with the second panel because we're catching all of the flack or whatever, that option's still in the ordinance to where you still have that option to change it later. This is just policy to get it started.
Yeah. How we gonna find the people to be on that panel?
Start looking.
You think
need some competent people.
Like after 4, after 5?
I'm sorry?
Open it up to people that are working during the day.
Yeah, 5:30, 6 o'clock, usually 6 o'clock is usually a good time, that I've found. Maybe 5:30, we may find that all of them would like to want to do it at lunch. I don't know. But sometimes it'll take sometimes 3 or 4 hours. So it would have to be somebody.
Initial backlog, then the meetings will speed up because you have less to deal with.
Yeah.
When you say.
Right. It just depends. But yeah, for a while, it's going to be quite a bit on the agenda.
Okay. So. We're on 21?
21.
So I make a motion that we accept the first reading of the ordinance G 525 of the city of Port Lavaca, amending the ordinance codified and described in the city of Port Lavaca's Code of Ordinances, Part 2, Chapter 12, Buildings and Building Regulations, the addition of the new Article 5 Building and Standards Commission, providing for purpose of the ordinance, providing for severability, providing a repealing clause, and providing an effective date. And then I would also say that I vote for option 2.
Do they need to include the option 2 statement in there, Mary?
Yeah, because,
It's just policy, that's why I was wondering.
oh, no, no, I guess. Or it's probably a preference at least for y'all to have a right.
Get started, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it in there.
I like that option.
Thank you all.
A second.
Which one? Rose?
It don't matter, she can have it.
I'm gonna use Rose. That's okay.
That's all first. Okay, so we have a motion and a second approving the first reading of ordinance P-5-25 of the city of Port Lavaca amending it's codified and described as the city of Port Lavaca's Code of Ordinances, Part 2, Chapter 12, Buildings, Building Regulations, adding to Article 5, Building and Standards Commission, and providing the purpose and providing severability and giving cause and effective date, and recommending preference option 2. So all in as presented. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same sign? None opposed, motion passes.
Now we gotta find some people.
Yeah. I said it was highly recommended.
Yeah.
We'll move to agenda item number 22, consider first reading of ordinance G-6-25 of the city of Port Lavaca, amending ordinance codified described in the city of Port Lavaca's Code of Ordinances as Part 2, addition of new chapter 56 zoning, providing for purpose of ordinance, providing for severability, providing for providing for an effective date. Eric?
Mayor, council, in your packet is recommended a zoning ordinance for your consideration. We, as you may be aware of, I introduced an ordinance, I don't know, it's been about a year and a half ago to council, and it got set aside, and we went through some other ordinances, trying to look at them to find fit and try to match what may be good for the city. That being said, I was told it was recommended to me to kind of follow in similar footsteps as Point Comfort. That is the basic bones of this is does follow in the same concept and same requirements as Point Comfort. It doesn't have all the different, it doesn't have the waterfront zones, all the different other things that I think that was originally introduced 3 or 4 years ago. The first part of this basically is just the short title and purpose, and then you go into your definitions. Some of these definitions do not apply to the ordinance as it is now, but I have them in there for future amendments to the ordinance. Like I said, this is just something that could help get us started, and I think it's very beneficial to the city to help with the enforcement of following in our future land use plan and also the comprehensive plan. As I stated earlier with the snow cone stand that came up for approval, in section 42, it states that any kind of multifamily dwelling or patio, home, townhouse, or commercial development shall not be constructed basically without approval. But however, that being said, it doesn't, even though it has to go before planning board and council for consideration, we don't have anything in our ordinance that really prohibits commercial use in residential districts or anything like that. So if somebody was to be denied, they could take it, appeal to district court and may get what they requested. Am I correct in that, Anne Marie?
Yeah, so they could request a variance first.
Well, I'm talking about if they're requesting say a tire shop right next to your house. And they bring it to the planning commission.
Oh, yeah, they can appeal it if they
And
can't.
they can appeal it to district court, and we really don't have anything in there that states what a residential district is.
Right.
So,
I mean, reminding you, we have represented Point Comfort since I think 1960. Okay, so Point Comfort has had a zoning ordinance since 1992 or 3. And that's what allows them to, make sure that a tire shop or a food trailer or something doesn't go in next to the next door. Because, they have a bunch of empty lots there. If they did not have zoning, you could have all sorts of food trucks or whatever. I have been a proponent, which, maybe it's cutting my own throat, but a proponent to start somewhere. You don't have to recall that there's going to be a grandfather in of everything that currently exists. So it's not going to affect anyone that's currently in place. But if you don't start on one day, 30 years from now, you'll never get it accomplished to where, that you stop those kind of things from happening. Okay. So.
well, the main thing to remember is that it's also to help with what the committees and everything decided is how they want to see the city in the future. And you can't do that unless you have some kind of teeth to control that. To go in the direction of your comprehensive plan and future land use plan.
And recall that we have been trying to abide by in the P&Z, in the Planning Commission. We have been able to use the comprehensive plan mapping to really stand behind. No, we're not going to approve that concept plan. But until you really have zoning in place, that can be challenged somewhat, right? So go ahead, Jody.
Well, I was just reminding everybody that we did discuss this at the last workshop. And, we were looking at, whether we move ahead with it, like Anne Marie and Derek were saying, something, get us on the map, so to speak. Let's get started with something now. And then with the contract that we awarded this evening with KSBR, we will be getting some more information and putting together a comprehensive plan that includes zoning that we can then, add to whatever we do now if we want. But in the workshop, we were talking about whether we do that now or we wait and do it when the comprehensive plan is over. The consensus we got from council was, no, let's do something now. Let's get it going. And then we can amend it later once the comprehensive plan is completed by KSBR in, next year sometime.
I would venture to say, Jody, I think you probably would agree that most waterfront communities do have a zoning ordinance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and there's bigger cities that don't have, like Victoria, they don't have a zoning ordinance, but their restrictions on their land and what you can do on that land, the restrictions are so much to where you're only limited on what you can do. So it's not really, they don't really have a zoning ordinance, but it is zoning. If, and I even, heard them say that in a public meeting one time.
Yeah.
They actually have zoning, but it's not called zoning.
It also protects, I mean, Rose probably knows this being a realtor, but zoning also protects property value.
Yes.
It is,
Builders, big builders wouldn't, without zoning, they shy away from building in areas where you could get that food stand next to their you.
Right.
So all that said, I want to make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance G6 20-25. The city of Port Lavaca amending the ordinance codified and describing the city of Port Lavaca's code of ordinances as part 2. Addition of new chapter 56 zoning, providing for purpose of ordinance, providing for severability, providing a repealing clause, and providing an effective date as presented.
You have a motion and a second approving the first reading of ordinance G-6-25. Amending the ordinance codified describing the city of Port Lavaca ordinances part 2. Addition of new chapter 56 zoning as presented. All in favor, say aye.
I'm sorry, before we vote, I need to ask a question. Section 42-159. About
I'm having a look on my phone.
no, well, it's the requirement for them, any non-commercial or non-residential to go before the planning board. I was gonna recommend rescinding that. Do I need to wait and do that at the next council meeting, or that can be,
No, you can do that tonight.
can that be added to this?
Yeah, so tell them what you want to do and
Okay, with the zoning, it was just my recommendation, if y'all still want it, our ordinance right now is any non-residential has to go before planning board and the council. With zoning, the council and the planning board and planning and zoning board and everybody is gonna decide on where you want certain commercial. We're gonna get into specifics later. This is just a bare bone ordinance right now. But later on, you'll decide on where you want heavy commercial, light commercial, just business, offices, things like that. But do y'all want any non-residential to still come before the planning board and the council? Even though you're going to be approving where those things shall fit in the future anyway.
so you're talking about the concept plan.
But anything, the construction, it says to construct, shall not construct before getting approved before the planning
I
board.
think at the minimum, it ought to go before the planning board, not so much the council.
Well, if it goes before the planning board, they're just a advisory board. But if you've already approved a property for commercial, do they have to come for you if they meet within that commercial requirement every time somebody wants to do something?
I think that would slow the council work down. So in my opinion, no.
That's the question.
But your recommendation
Is to rescind it.
is to not have them come before.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm rescinding. What is the number?
Section 42-159.
With the addition to rescind section
42.
42.
-159.
159.
159.
And if I,
159.
would it then go to council? It's gonna go to you, right?
Yeah, everything's got to come to me. And then if it meets within that district, they don't have to go before the planning board and the council, but they'll still have to meet with me.
Services.
City engineer, public works, everybody still has to get fire department.
It's gotta fit zoning and then they come, but if they want a variance, they'll come to.
And if it needs a variance, it has to go to the zoning board of adjustments.
Then you would advise.
That's a variance, changing zonings. Say you have a multifamily lot.
Yeah.
And you decide that you want to have a business there. You'd have to do a change in zoning. That would go.
There's a process.
That change in zonings will go before planning board and the council. The only thing, everything will go before, if it doesn't fit within the zoning map.
Yeah.
Then It has to go through the planning board and the council, except for anything, if they have some type of hardship, if they feel they have some type of hardship that is prohibiting from, doing an improvement on a property, or if they're appealing a decision that I've made,
Gotcha.
or a city administrator.
So if it fits the zoning, yeah, you guys just have it and go with it.
Right. But if they want to change in the zoning or some kind of change in the ordinance itself, specifically the lots usually, it has to go before the planning board and council.
So for instance, in Point Comfort, whenever the Point Comfort School was purchased by Formosa, they had to go through zoning change to get it from education or R1 district, which includes schools, to commercial, because they were using it as a commercial enterprise to train there. It was a school of sorts, but it was commercial.
Yeah.
So they had to go through a committee to do that.
So we have to.
I'm sorry, so
Second.
I second.
Okay.
You amended your main motion.
Okay, I was gonna say that I had Alan making the motion and Justin seconding.
Okay, but the addition to they amended the main motion to delete 42-159.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's second. Yes.
They amended the motion, so just
The amended motion.
no motion.
Okay, so the amended motion, who made the motion? Okay, and second?
Justin.
I did.
Amended.
The amended,
Amended.
the amended.
Yes, amending to delete 42-159. So we have.
I'll become big city here. That's big city stuff. I love it.
It's the first.
Gonna grow. Yes.
That's G-6-25,
I'm ready for it.
adding the new chapter 56 zoning. And deleting
Section 42.
section 42-159 as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. None opposed, motion passes. Did you get all that, man?
I got it.
Okay, we'll move to agenda item number 23. Consider request of the Public Works, Code Enforcement, Police, Fire Departments to declare vehicles and other miscellaneous items as surplus and authorize the disposal of said equipment.
Mayor Council.
Get rid of.
Yeah, Mayor Council, on y'all's packet, there should be a whole list of vehicles, Public Works, police department, like fire department to declare as surplus. I think these are some of the last remaining city-owned vehicles. And after this, should be all enterprise.
So this is for you and fire department?
And
And
police
Public Works.
and public works, code enforcement.
How are you selling these things?
Basically, we give them back to Enterprise, or Enterprise takes them and they auction them off. I think, Wayne actually made some notes on some vehicles as far as donating and then also selling to like good clothes.
Yeah, I think CCISD is
Yes.
interested in 3 of them. And we've identified one that we want to get to the Chamber of Commerce because they need a vehicle for our events. And Tanya is not a city employee, so she can't drive any of our vehicles. So we need to get the chamber to have a vehicle that they can get insurance on, and she can drive that for in the service of the city as the events coordinator. And so basically this this, I think it tells me, authorizes the city manager to dispose of them in a reasonable manner. And I believe we're looking, getting valuation from Enterprise for the 3 vehicles that are going to CCISD and work with them for payment on that. I've got to look and see what the value that 2017 is and work something out with the Chamber of Commerce on that. But it's in our interest to get the Chamber of Commerce a vehicle.
Put it in their contract.
This just goes into the general fund?
Well, as far as the ones that would go back to enterprise, it would go back into.
Oh, okay. We'll have some credit there. Okay.
Wayne hadn't gotten the valuations back yet, so you don't know what, but he did get those to enterprise and they were.
Once it go to CCISD, will go into general fund.
General fund, correct.
Yeah.
Or FARF.
So I make a motion to consider request of the Public Works, Code Enforcement, Police and Fire Departments to declare vehicles and other miscellaneous items as surplus and authorize the disposal of said equipment.
It's presented.
As presented.
Second.
We authorize the city manager to dispose of the property in a
Commercially reasonable manner.
That's it.
Okay, second? Yes, sir. So we have a motion and a second approving the request to declare items surplus, authorize disposal of said equipment as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. None opposed, motion passes. Get to Katrina's.
Katrina.
We have agenda item number 24.
Katrina.
Consider memorandum of understanding between Texas Emergency Management Assistant Teams Program Administrator and TMAT employee member Katrina Thomas and the City of Port Lavaca employer regarding participation in TMAT programs and authorize city manager to execute the MOU. Katrina, we lost your help.
I'll be speaking with the two items.
Okay.
They said the item number 26 is for wind shutter. It's 21, sorry, 25.
25, 24 and 25.
So the following, Hurricane Harvey, the disaster recovery task force was developed. And today, the disaster recovery task force is one of many components of TDM's incident support task force, consisting of local government employees who deploy to assist other local jurisdictions through the disaster recovery process. TDM is recruiting individuals from local jurisdictions to support their counterparts throughout Texas, providing support to other emergency operation centers during disaster. The Incident Support Task Force helps bridge response and recovery efforts. The task force has received positive feedback, not only from all over the Texas, but also with regards of last year's out-of-state movements. Their scope of work is determined by the needs of the particular emergency operation centers, in need and the capabilities are defined by the variety of expertise. The Incident Support Task Force is constantly looking to grow their bench of great individuals. And recently, Katrina Thomas and Wade Schaffer showed interest in Incident Support Task Force and received the required training and were accepted as members. With the execution of the attachment memorandum of understanding MOU between TDM, the city and the employee, they will be available for deployment to other areas when needed and if their schedule allows. So when the natural disaster occurs and if the affected emergency operations center could benefit from their short-term assistance, usually up to 2 weeks, Wayne or Katerina, the TDM will let us know of the potential deployment. If the city of Port Lavaca is dealing with our own disaster and there are other things like project going on or that would suffer if Wayne or Katerina were gone for a couple of weeks, then the deployment would not occur. If their absence for these couple of weeks would be acceptable by both the city and the employees, then the deployment will be initiated. The city does not have to agree to send the employees to any potential deployment. However, if such a deployment would not be an undue hardship on city operations, then the city of Port Lavaca, through this program, would be in a position to help other communities in their time of needs. And if at some point the disaster will occur in city of Port Lavaca, which I hope not, the city will receive the same help from TDA. All costs associated with the deployment, including travel, pay, benefits, food, will be reimbursed by TDM in accordance with the city's emergency pay policy and travel policy. Recommendation to authorize the city manager to execute an memorandum of understanding each for Wayne Shaffer and Katrina.
What exactly would you be doing? What kind of assistance?
And remember, Jonathan is on
Yes.
he's on the line here. He can answer some questions too.
The Jonathan is the Incident Support Task Force regional coordinator with TDM. He's online here, and so he can ask all the questions.
Jonathan, yeah, there you go.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, my name is Jonathan Esquivel. I'm the regional coordinator here for our region, which all the way to county. So basically, so team agreement has multiple teams that house. Some are our first responders stuff. So wildland fire. We have the emergency medical task force. The incident support task force that we're trying to get Dr. Thomas on and Mr. Schaefer on is kind of a catch-all type thing. So we have first responders that are doing response things, but then also as far as for EOC support, it can kind of be whatever that emergency operations center needs, right? And so the development of this task force was developed because we saw a need that a lot of the towns that recover faster or that were more resilient started the recovery process faster. So right now, Mr. Schaefer and Dr. Thomas have a certain skill set. So within the finance department and also within the public works, right, we would really rely on those skill sets to be able to help support other jurisdictions, right? So for instance, for finance, right, we have a lot of reimbursement that we're trying to get from all the departments that accumulated those costs, right? And trying to get reimbursement ultimately from FEMA if FEMA is ever decides to come down, right? If we qualify for that, right? But cost tracking is so important that we need those documentations. So being able to utilize her skill sets and helping them out is beneficial. So we had the straight line wins last year around the April-May timeframe. Remember talking to a county auditor and going over a meeting about, hey, we need to start capturing all these emergency costs that the county has accrued, and being able to go through all those FEMA resources and seeing the overwhelmingness of this task, being able to do that, right? And so that's what the program is to be able to bring resources as a peer-to-peer to come and help out, right? So public works, the same thing when we talk about public assistance and dealing with damages to public property, right? What does that look like? How do we judge roads conditions and being able to put estimated costs with that? Are we pushing out our foremen and commissioners to make sure that they're doing their documentation to track the labor costs and machinery costs? So there's a lot of different things, right? So we recruit judges, we recruit mayors, we recruit a lot of individuals that have that experience, that emergency management experience, or that specialized experience like finance, right? So it can be a lot of different things that our crews do. And it's basically the request that comes up to the State Operations Center is kind of dependent on what those needs are, right? So as deployed members, maybe it's not always doing finance, but it's still being able to support. And we're offering training in different areas throughout the year, right? So we can deal with donation management, we can deal with volunteer management, we can deal with damage assessments, trying to paint that picture for the city or that county for those damages, and being able to make our case for FEMA to come in and activating state resources. So that's what the program is. Again, just trying to focus on recruiting specialized talent and being able to utilize that out in the other jurisdictions, right? And so if something also were to happen in Port Lavaca, right, those requests can go in to bring in, hey, maybe we need someone to help out that finance department or whatever that may be, and being able to pull from our reserve cadre, if you will.
Okay, Jonathan, that sounds like a great deal, because you only have a disaster about once every 6 or 7, 10 years or something like that. And so it takes a lot of coordination and people knowing exactly if you've got people trained in that area to claim all that money, that sounds good. Do y'all get reimbursed for your services?
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Do you rely on FEMA to reimburse you for the services that you're going to provide?
No, sir. So TDM will reimburse everything for that's accrued, right? It's not dependent on FEMA, right? Texas has too many disasters. FEMA's not always coming down for those, and it's a state task force. So once we receive the package, the reimbursement package, and it gets approved, and then it'll get processed. So right now we do have packages submitted for reimbursement from Hurricane Helene when we sent out teams to North Carolina to go support them in their need. I believe right now we're just kind of waiting on North Carolina to finish doing their part and accepting that and approving that. So once that's approved, then we'll push that back out to our members. And I think everybody's kind of just waiting on that last step for them to pay out, but it's not based off of FEMA. So if TDM activates that, TDM will reimburse them.
I was working at, what will the city be on the hook for your services? I mean, what do we, City of Port Lavaca, what will you have to?
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket. Do you figure that by hour, or, hey, there's no cost to you, we just want a memorandum of understanding so we can come in and do the work?
What?
Yeah, so whatever your pay policy is for her or for the team members, as far as like overtime. So basically our hourly, if they're salary, we just go off of the hourly rate for them. But it may depend, right? Because some fire departments are portal to portal, meaning, if they're gone for 24 hours, they're getting paid for 24 hours, right?
So
based off of time.
So those services could be
Wayne,
reimbursed by FEMA.
It's based upon our adopted emergency pay policy and travel policy. Whatever we've adopted is if what we would pay for our employees should a hurricane come here. It's the same policy that they're going to be looking at, and we're dealing with the state of Texas. We are not dealing with the federal government. This is all TDM. Right, Jonathan?
The memo doesn't say that. The memo says all costs associated with the deployment are reimbursed by FEMA.
Through TDM.
Policy.
No, it's only by state, by TDM, not FEMA.
I think all of us know that FEMA is about to go out the window. So I
Right,
don't know how this is going to affect y'all, but I know how it affects us. We don't get FEMA funds when we get a hurricane.
When do you guys need to answer by?
That is dependent on y'all as the city and approving the MOU or signing off on.
There's nothing that says we have to do this, but this is something that both Wayne and Katerina have shown interest in and have, spent time educating themselves and getting training, and they would like this opportunity. Again, we wouldn't even do it in any time that it would be inconvenience significantly inconvenience us. If we've got projects going on and we just can't, do without them for a week, week and a half, 2 weeks or whatever, we just wouldn't do it. But if in fact we could provide this help to another community, we can do that through this program, and we would be reimbursed for those expenses. It's a reimbursement program though, so we would be paying them initially, but then we fill out the paperwork and everything and submit that and get reimbursed by TDM. But this is not something that we have to do. This is something that we're bringing to council, as something that we would like to be able to offer this.
Well, it's good in principle, and then we get the benefit of, in case something ever happens here, we can get some extra help. But I'm just glad to hear you say we get reimbursed by who?
The state
of Texas.
Yeah,
Right.
This is Shannon. Can I add a comment?
Yes, Shannon.
Hi, this is Shannon Parker. I'm your county liaison in Calhoun County. I don't want to step on Jonathan's toes, but I want to also interject. One of the other ways that this benefits the city is if Katarina or Wayne get deployed and they're going and they're helping that other city, they're gaining so much knowledge during that. And then they're going to bring that knowledge back to Port Lavaca. So whenever that next disaster that we have is, because we know it's a when, not an if, whether it's another straight line wind or heaven forbid a hurricane, they're that much more knowledgeable to then serve the city as well, not just these other communities that they're helping. They're bringing that knowledge back to you guys.
Good point, Shannon.
It's just disasters.
No.
Everywhere.
Who's gonna do her work when she's gone here?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we can't, if the workload is such that she can't, I mean, it's like being on vacation for a week and a half or whatever. But if the workload is something that we can't do without her for a time, then we don't approve. I would not approve the deployment. And if something were to come up on the deployment and I needed her back, I just let them know, hey, something's changed and we got to get her back. And
is that something council's gonna have to approve before it happens?
No, you're authorizing me to make those decisions.
Okay, well.
And Jonathan, don't we also assist with backfilling?
Depending on how their policy is built. So if they have that language in there, they can definitely do that. But again, that has to be not just for ISTF members, that would have to be for anybody within those programs.
Well, can we try it out? And if it doesn't work, we can not try it out anymore?
Well, y'all can tell Jody, I don't want you to deploy anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be a permanent thing if it didn't work out.
So amendment, number 24. To consider the approval of memorandum of understanding MOU between Texas Emergency Management Assistant Teams, Program Administrator and TMAT employee member Katarina Thomas and the City of Port Lavaca employer regarding participating in TMAT programs and authorize city manager to execute MOU as presented.
Second.
Prove it, yeah.
To approve the MOU between the Texas Emergency Management Assistant Teams and the City of Port Lavaca regarding the TMAT programs and authorize city manager to execute the MOU as presented.
Do you want to do it for both Katarina and Wayne? Want those separate?
Yeah.
They are separate MOUs.
We'll call
But
agenda item 25 also.
yeah, so that you could do it for both, like he said, both.
Wayne Schaefer.
Trying to help y'all out.
Both and both. Wayne Schaefer and Katarina Thomas. So we have a motion, second, approving both. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. None opposed, motion passes. Good enough for you to cover both.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Susan Fitzgerald,
Anything, Joe?
Hey, Sam.
Hey, Joe, you got anything to say?
Joe's done his job.
Say we have a second, adjourn.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Made the motion, I said. I made the motion.
Yeah, I just stuff that.
Yeah.
Sure.
About that.
When's Joe come back?
Uh-huh.
Friday?
Yeah, I have a report.
Voluntary.
Night, everybody.
Maybe I can Monday. Bye. Quit thinking about work now.
Does it have to be? I'm
I'm gonna go have my cheeseburger.
Can anybody do?
He's the-